Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Dreamboat. You may have heard of me. And yeah, I mean, if you're here, you probably have heard of me because we're here for the grand finals of ozfortress. Now, I got a couple special people here with me. That is Fear, he's gonna be my co-caster. But we also got Big Mercy, my favorite Saudi, here to provide some pre-game analysis.
Hello, hello.
I'm here as well.
I'm glad you guys are here because we're gonna have a hell of a game. Jasmine Tea, no safe word. Both definitely capable teams. So yeah, do you guys want to talk a little bit just about the form that these guys are in coming in here? Do you guys have anything you want to say first?
I think no safe word on a pretty good form right now because they've been pretty much no lifing TF2 except for Cookie for the past month or so. While Jasmine have sort of been out of practice since Live 58. So if there's any time to beat Jasmine, it is now, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I definitely think I'd say for sure that they're a bit vulnerable after I-58. I mean, coming back from like a tournament that you've built essentially your whole TF2 career up for, and then to come back and have to play in a more local league can often sort of lead to a bit of a drop in motivation. So I'd agree with Mercy. If there's ever a time for Jasmine to be knocked off their perch, then it's going to be tonight.
Absolutely. They really haven't touched the game. I mean, they scrimmed before their playoff match, and I'm going to have to be right back because I'm having mumble issues. Thanks, Fossil.
That's okay. Okay, so Mercy, break it down for me. What did you think about the semi-finals leading up to this game? I believe No Safe Word played Cooking without Coolio. What did you think of that game?
It was way closer than anyone had been anticipating, to be honest. They beat them on process only by one round, I believe. It was a 3-2 win.
I think so.
Yeah, and the first one was Snakewater, was it? And it was a 4-3 or so.
Wow.
Close game. Yeah, very, very close games. Hertz went huge on Spy. Jono, I think, dropped at all 6 times that series. Oh no, the first map was Granary. Now I remember, yeah. And No Safe Word actually managed to win a 50-second round to make it to Golden Cap and then take the round from Cooking with Coolio.
Okay, so
yeah.
at least you know they can perform under pressure. But to what extent do you think that, obviously, if they're going sort of very close with Cooking without Coolio, probably most people would say that's a lower level team than Jasmine Tea. Do you think that has any indication of their ability to bring it tonight when it really counts?
Yeah, absolutely. Although one thing that we need to keep in mind is No Safe Word actually have a roster change for this series coming into the grand final. They replaced Royt with Rocky because Royt apparently can't play the grand final. So their roster then and their roster now is completely different, I'd say, when you change your pocket. It also brings a change in play style due to the way Rocky plays.
Yeah, well, obviously Rocky and Royt are both quite DMy pockets, but I don't think anyone really plays pocket quite like Rocky does at the moment.
Yep.
So I think it'll be a totally different, and I think that's something which could actually play to No Safe Word's advantage if they haven't if they're trying up something new. You're never going to know how it's going to pan out, and it could either go really well or really badly. So we're just going to have to wait and see.
Absolutely agree. I think their mid fights actually could be a bit better. Rocky sort of always brings really huge mid fight presence. And if they can win these mid fights and converge them into round and then sort of slow the game down, then you can always counter this strat to win against a team that is better than you, quote unquote.
Yeah, well, mid fights are such an important part of TF2 at the moment, and as they've always been. I mean, just that initial advantage, if you can kill their medic on a mid fight, you have an opportunity to win a round every single time you win that mid fight. So I think that just in the sense of adding a player who's known to be so good at that aspect of the game could lead to a big change in fortunes for No Safe Word.
I think the other other thing worth looking at there too is the fact that mids have been one of their weaker points. I mean, there were a lot of times I can think specifically on that Granary that they struggled on mids, where it looked like the opposition was going to come out ahead of them, only for them to kind of claw back around. If they can get those dominating mids going, that's going to be scary.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing about Granary mid fights is that you'll seem to struggle not to die to the very early pressure that's coming from cooking without Coolio. So maybe they do well with banning Granary in this series, but I think they want to ban Snakewater as well. Does anyone know how many bans do they get as lower CA team?
It is 1 ban each, and then they pick the following maps.
Oh.
If I had to guess, I'd say that it will probably be the Snakewater ban on No Safe Word, and Jasmine Tea, I think without a doubt, banning Reckoner.
I think so too. Yeah, Snakewater has traditionally been Jasmine's strongest map, so.
And they definitely showed that on the international stage too. I mean, Full Tilt made it to they were the 2nd seed, and they kind of ran a train, Jasmine did, on Full Tilt with, what was it, 5-1 in that Snakewater game back at I-58?
Oh yeah,
so
I believe so.
They are like a world-class team when it comes to Snakewater.
Yeah, totally. And I think it plays to some of their strengths as well. I think it's been like a map which they've been able to perform consistently well on. I can't really remember how well Team Immunity were able to perform on Snakewater back in the day. I always remember Viaduct as being their strongest map. So I think it's an advantage that's particular to them as a team rather than particular to the way that Australians have decided to play TF2 as a whole.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I do remember that Snakewater used to be Classic Mix-Ups, one of their best maps. You could argue it is even their best, and Immunity did take them the full 9 yards on that one.
Oh, don't remind me, please.
Yeah, Immunity definitely was good at Snake, and I think Ego, to a lesser degree, was quite good at Snake as well, which sort of is what pushed, pushed Jasmine to be at the tier they are on Snakewater, just because of that internal pressure that they faced.
For sure. So, Mercy, I'm just going to throw just a really blunt question over to you tonight. So, who do you think has the advantage in terms of their flank ability? So, 2 scouts and a roamer. Who do we think, if we're just putting them head to head, no other information about like which maps they're playing or how their combo is playing with them, who do we think has the straight up advantage?
I'd say that the flank of No Safe Word has better DM, especially because of Elmo. And Seth's DM is honestly just on par with Putty's, if not better. But Putty brings like way more experience to the flank role than Seth does, I believe. So I don't know. In some situations, I'd put the advantage to Safe Word, but in others, to Jasmine. Like I expect to see No Safe Word's flank to win most of the DM fights, but I'd say we'll see like more impactful plays from the Jasmine flank, in my opinion.
And I think can't undersell it, at least, is Madness is probably the most underrated player, or at least scout, in Australia at this point. I mean, like, he even came onto the international stage, put on a great showing, and people are just like, oh, Yui's so good, Madness needs to start pulling his weight. And then you look, and he starts fragging at the level of Yui. I think people just kind of undervalue Madness and don't expect... I guess maybe you've come to expect them to be that good, that it doesn't seem like a surprise or anything. I don't know.
Usually the scouts on the flank role don't get much recognition aside from 2 players that I can think of right now, which are Elmo and Stark. It's really difficult to like shine in that flank position.
Yeah.
It's not really on Madness, I don't think.
And people will always look at the scout who does the most damage or gets the most frags and say, well, that's definitely the better scout of the pair. But it's just like having that sort of overly stats-oriented approach is never going to be a good metric for assessing the contributions that a good flank scout is able to make for a team. Because lots of their best work will be done sort of like we might call it off the ball in a ball sport, where they're doing something which contributes to the success of their team, or they're making a push on the flank, which means that the other team has to fall back to defend a point. Stuff which sort of the unquantifiables which don't show up in the stats. And I think Madness is a great example of a player who's really about not only does he have that fantastic DM, but he's also such a team player and really fits in with their structure.
So we're talking about, I guess, sort of the strong suits on the flank. What do you guys think is the weak link for each team? Is there one?
Ooh, should I go first?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
I think the weak link on No Safe Word right now is Cookie. Mainly because he's been busy with school and hasn't been practicing as much. So his mechanics aren't really up to par, I don't think. And for Jasmine, I think I'd have to say Putty, maybe? If not Putty, it's Dave. But I'm not too sure at this point. Yeah, for same reasons, pretty much. Putty hasn't been playing much TF2, really.
Yeah. Well, we talked about that motivation factor for Jasmine Tea. I definitely think that Jasmine are generally they've all been playing TF2 for quite a long time, so they do have the sort of the element of consistency that you really see from those top teams. So I think that the lack of probably playing before the game may not hurt them as much as it might another team. But I definitely would say like they have been to an international LAN. They've proven themselves over the past few seasons to be a great force in Australian TF2. But I do think there is definitely the potential for, I suppose we'd call it an upset if No Safeword were to win tonight. And I think that a lot of the potential for No Safeword to win will depend on how much Elmo and Cookie are able to step it up and perform like really. They have to be at the top of their game tonight, I feel, if they're going to eke out the win.
And last time Elmo faced his former team, being Jasmine Tea, he ended kind of an issue where, yeah, he was getting a lot of work done, but at the same time, he'd get 25 kills and 25 deaths, and he really wasn't being able to stay alive the length that he needed to. Do you see him being able to not have that issue this time around, or do you think that's still going to be a real struggle for him as his former team kind of focuses him down a little bit too hard?
I could imagine a world in which that would be the case. I think often when you see teams who don't play much together, or a player who's just left a team and has been reintroduced to a new framework, you'll often see them die a lot. You'll see them sort of fights which they might not win, but they might have expected support in that fight. So I think that, yes, it's a concern. It's something that they're going to be worried about. Obviously, Jasmine are very aware of just how good a player Elmo is, and they are going to look to focus him down. But on the other hand, he's got now a lot more experience playing with his team. He should be able to sort of restrain himself, or just not even restrain himself, but just playing around his team in a way which is going to enable him to do the maximum impact.
I think whenever you see a player with a 1 KDA, or a 1 KDR rather, it's sort of a sign that they're pressured to try and make something, and they end up just trading over and over. So that might have been the case in this in that upper bracket series. But hopefully this time around they're a lot more prepared, and as Fear said, he'd be able to play off his team instead of trying to make some things happen on his own.
Yeah. There's also the potential for like a tilt in that situation where you might just sort of, I think everyone's been there where they're playing Scout and suddenly, or Roamer, and it suddenly just becomes sort of spawn, sack, die, like trade out for 1 kill, trade out for 1 kill. Let's go and do it again because I don't feel like I'm making an impact, or I constantly feel like I've got to go and get a med pick or something. And so I think that it's going to depend a lot of that on how No Safeword start the game. I think if they win the first mid, if they start really solidly in the first few rounds, not necessarily they go out and roll Jasmine or they win everything, but just if they're playing together, they're not making any major mistakes. They're living up to their expectations in terms of each other and how each other is approaching the game. I think that'll be a really good base for Elmo to be able to work his magic on.
Then again, we've seen them in their matchup in the mid-season. They lost Snake Quarter 5-0 in 15 minutes, but still managed to bounce back on Reckoner and take it in a Golden Cap win. So they clearly have the right mental approach to officials, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright, and seeing Mr. Slin in chat reminds me of this next question. Dave and Jono had dropping issues in their last... or historically, I guess, Dave more so historically, Jono in his last game. Who do you think's gonna drop more Ubers? Who's gonna get the Mr. Slin award?
Jono. For sure. Has to be Jono.
My intuition says Jono, and my intuition is always wrong. So it's going to be Dave who's going to drop like 5 Ubers in the first map.
Alright, I'm looking forward to see if that one comes right. And maybe we can have Mr. Slin come to Mumble and award that player post-game the Slin Drop Award. Yeah, so it looks like we're starting to get people in here. It's Jasmine. Jasmine are the dedicated first people into the server so far. We kind of talked about flanks. Who's combo? Like, where do you think the strengths and weaknesses in these two teams' combos lie? I mean, obviously we talked about medics, but like, is it just the medic, or is there more issues there? What do you see?
Well, we talked before about how Rocky's a new addition to the team in place of Roy, or B25 as some other people may know him. That will be like a really big impact. Rocky, I'm sure he's well known to lots of our audience. To those of us who don't know him, Rocky is like a very, very good aimer. People have criticised him in the past for his decision making, but he has been, I feel, improving in that regard. I don't know whether you'd agree, Mercy, but making some steps forward. And I feel like lots of how no safe words combo play is going to depend on how Rocky's playing, the fights he decides to take, the fights he's actually going to win against a team as good as Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, and the Jasmine combo is honestly just amazing. Probably the best part of their team, I'd say. Gio always makes the right decisions and still has amazing DM to back them up. And yeah, Paulson is Paulson. We've all seen how much work he's done at 58. But on mid fights though, that's the thing that I wanted to go back to again. Rocky really has this burst potential where he can just instantly get a pick at the start of the mid fight. Which could like really help them convert these mid fights into round wins.
Yeah, well, it's such an advantage if one of your soldiers is able to jump up and either kill like an opposing soldier or an opposing scout. Gives you such an advantage at the start of mid, and if they're able to get that early pick and then consolidate around it, obviously Jasmine might choose to aggress in that situation, but if they're able to sort of just hold their ground and play off that pick advantage, there's no reason why we couldn't see them capitalizing on that. How do you think Jasmine are going to respond to the threat of Rocky? Do you think they're going to change it up, their playstyle anyway? Do you think they do anything differently now that it's Rocky instead of Roy, or do you think they just sort of play their game and just don't worry about who they have to shoot?
Well, at the start, I think they're just gonna play the way they play anyway, and then if they see that the change of Rocky like is causing them issues, they're gonna have to adjust. But I'm not sure how you would adjust to the way he plays, to be honest. Maybe try and win in a war of attrition where you just like trade spam with the other team and like wait for an opening. But Elmo is really good at that as well.
Yeah,
I mean, with B25's, I guess, struggle against Jasmine, at least on stake, it sort of seemed like they were kind of not even worrying about him so much. So I think Rocky does give them, I guess, a little bit more to worry about. So we could see different results solely because they might have a soldier show up in the server in place, whereas they didn't in the upper bracket final. I think that would be the biggest difference.
Yeah, well, I don't want to underrate Roy's contribution to the team either, because Roy is obviously like a very competent soldier. Like we talk about Rocky's DM, he's probably a better like straight up MGE warlord than Roy, but Roy's certainly no slouch himself. But I feel like what Rocky can really bring to the team is something that not a lot of players can, in that he probably has the measure of his one-on-one opponent in terms of just a straight up 1v1 battle, which could lead to just and a way for them to find picks, I guess.
What about the demos? How do they match up on these mid fights?
Well, I mean, I don't think we need to say much about Paulson. His reputation is enough of a bark, and on mids he puts out a pretty good bite. So it's really gonna be on No Safe Word to see if they can kind of corral him or collar him and muzzle some of the bite that he can put up, because he's gonna be putting out a lot of work and he's gonna get there really quick like a greyhound.
I think Paulson always tends to like apply so much pressure on the enemy demo, but sometimes he overextends because of it, so maybe that's one of the things that No Safe Word should be looking to punish.
I don't know if Paulson lives in New South Wales, but if he does, I'm pretty sure Greyhound racing has actually been banned recently in New South Wales Dreamboat. So, just like to bring you up on that little bit of New South Wales politics.
Well, damn, my dog memeage is not quite on point. I'm gonna have to give me a couple maps here to warm up here. I'm sure I can get the dog references going here a little bit later.
Your riders. It's been great.
My problem is I only know the Canadian dogs. It's like you probably don't know what a Newfie is.
What's a Newfie?
I mean, other than a type of person, it's also like a type of dog. It's a Newfoundlander.
Oh, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like I struggle with the oceanic dogs. The only one I know is the possum.
Oh, well, this is cutting edge TF Live pre-game analysis. We really are here to be your number one consultant on all things dog.
I picked a good time to show up. We're already talking about politics.
I'd like to welcome Yukari.
Yes, the legendary Yukari.
Have we covered like everything yet? Because I heard something about demo, and all I have to say is Land Pink Paulson is the best demo right now. And if you think otherwise, you're wrong. However, how he's going to go online is a different matter entirely.
Yeah, for those who don't know.
Hold on. I hate to cut you guys off because we do have pick bands coming in here. Jasmine, as expected, ban Reckoner as their opening ban because that's the Jasmine way. They even banned it against Froyo Tech, which is possibly the biggest throw of I-58.
Yeah, well, of course, No Safeword did beat them.
They banned it against everybody.
No Safeword did beat them on Reckoner in the season in that Golden Cap game, so it's pretty obvious ban for them, even if it weren't their normal ban.
Snakewater, as well as the ban coming out from No Safeword. World-class team Jasmine Tea is on Snakewater. Anything else you guys want to say on that ban?
Just totally expected what we've seen so far. Two really run-of-the-mill bans from both teams. I think this might be indicative of just like the fact that both teams are pretty confident in the maps that they can play, and they're also just not willing to sort of throw caution to the wind and do anything really, really risky by picking a map that might not be expected. But at the end of the day, it's a grand final. You're not here to take huge risks with your map picks. Ban your opponent's best map and just get done with it.
The other thing worth noting, too, is the fact that Jasmine Tea crushed No Safeword in the upper bracket final on Snakewater. I think that was a 5-1.
Well, I mean, Paulson's going to perform against any team where the demo shows up to mid on time. It's just he gets a little confused when the demo's 10 seconds behind the rest of the team. Of course he crushed Yule. Yule shows up at a regular pace.
I love you, Yukari.
So that's what Yule really needs to change up for this game.
And yeah, he needs to come in at Moomer speed. Like, that's the only option.
It's a school of thought. I can't deny it. I think it would be very interesting to see how the mid-fights pan out if Yule actually does miss a rollout in one of them.
Well, I remember all of Paulson's best mids against Termo are actually where Paulson would deliberately show up a little bit later and play a much more reactive game with Sticky. So maybe this slow demo to mid thing is actually the new meta. Maybe Paulson's known this all along. He's, just let Moomer show his cards in I-58.
Yeah, well, I definitely think there is some advantage to not being sort of timing predictable when you come to mid. I think that if you're always arriving mid about a second later than your opponent in a very predictable place in a very predictable time, you're making it really easy for him to just pre-sticky where you're going to land. So I definitely think there is some merit to the idea that sort of varying the pace at which you get to mid or varying the entrance or doing something is a
Speaking of
thing.
Pace, they get to mid. Jasmine picked Granary, and I think Paulson, is well known for being one of the faster demos in the world, if not the fastest to mid on Granary, showcasing that at I-58. So that's the Jasmine.
He's also really good at damaging the other demo on Granary, applying so much pressure on the demo so that his roamers and scouts can finish him off.
It's a really good map pick for Jasmine. We saw it at I-58. Against premium competition, Yui and Madness are at their most confident when they don't actually have to take duels. They're the type of players where they want to be cleaning up, they want to be shooting at targets that aren't shooting back. Granary is going to be one of those situations where Paulson being fast to mid, little bit of pistol pressure, Putty off doing whatever the hell he wants, and the other team's just going to kind of snap, they're going to panic, they're going to break up, and Yui and Madness are going to have a field day.
Yeah, I expect Yule to get owned on these mids on the first map.
He got really... I remember the last time I saw this matchup with Yule on demo against Paulson. I think it was Yule. Was he playing for Gossip Girls, or have I completely got it wrong?
No,
Paulson put him so far into the bin. It was one of those situations where I was like, damn. I remember when Yule used to go up against Termo and give 50-50 on these mids, back in the days when Madness was his pocket soldier before recorded history, and Paulson was just destroying it.
Yeah, well, I think if no safe word were to come out of this game with a win, then it probably will be despite the mid fights on demo rather than because of them.
I'm just gonna rattle these off quickly because the server changed, and all the picks are in fact done. What we missed, or as you may not have caught, is no safe word picked Badlands. Then Jasmine picked Product, which of course they put the world on note and got it banned against them first ban every single time after beating Crowns at I-58. The following is no safe word picking Gully, and then the decider map, if we go all 5, will be Process.
I think Badlands is a really good pick here.
Why would you ever let an Australian team get Via or a team with Clockwork on it get Via? I don't understand. Like, are you stupid? This is stupid. You're stupid. That's all I have to say.
Well, they could either ban Via or Snakewater. And historically, they lost Snakewater like 5-0 in 15 minutes.
Yeah, but Via gives Jasmine everything you want. You beat a champion by taking away their best tools. Viaduct is probably Jasmine's strongest map. Like, they may not think it is, but it is. Especially, like, with the scouts they have now. With Elmo, they're a bit better on push maps. But, again, Madness and Yui are much more comfortable playing cleanup. And Viaduct is a map where both of your scouts play cleanup. Plus, Putty, Geo double bombs, and just in general, Dave having a much more fight for the team, die for the team mentality than Brutalix, and having better mechanics. Everything just comes together so nicely for them on that map. It's a shame we'll never get to see them against a Freya tech of full strength. Or, well, maybe we will, but it'll be a while off. Because it'd be lovely to see those two teams go at it.
Yeah, so if we were, I think kind of we've lent towards Jasmine winning Grand so far, and then also Jasmine picking up Via. How do we think Badlands is going to go? Do we think no safe word can pull it off there, or is it going to be 3 and done?
Jasmine are going to fist him.
Jasmine going to fist him. It's done. 3-0. Is that the early prediction from Yukari?
Yep.
Mercy, can you? I'm a big no safe word fan here. Can you throw me some light?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a 3-1 instead of a 3-0 with no safe word taking Badlands. It's probably Jasmine's weakest map. Like we've seen in the previous grand final, they lost to Eagle like 6-1 on it. So, yeah, their best hope is winning on Badlands.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting to see how Rocky goes on Badlands. I don't know how much has been discussed about Rocky, but Rocky has all of the aim in the world. What Rocky doesn't have compared to other elite soldiers like MG Mike is that absolutely fantastic movement that allows him to avoid damage. Like, if you watch Mike play TF2, it's like, how does he not get hit? His movement's more impressive than his aim. Like, not even a joke. So can Rocky move away from the I need to be 45% heals because I'm taking damage and I'm not being as efficient with my movement to, okay, I'm just going to duck out of this fight. I'm not going to take damage on this mid. Because if he can, then Badlands is a real chance for them. But it's such a hard map to play as a pocket if you're used to old school shotgun, semi-defensive, not being afraid tank style, because you will get caught in spam corridors and you will get shredded by double gunboats bombs. Yeah.
So we think that if no safe wording to be able to get a map, it's going to come courtesy of like strong mid fights on Badlands. Seems to be the general agreement.
Yeah, that's what I think as well.
What do you think about like we've talked about Rocky a lot and his contribution that he can make on pocket. What about the Roma for no safe word? What do you think about the ability of him to combine with the rest of the team?
I don't know, Jahe looked pretty baity. Like when I was watching him with B25, it didn't look like they had a lot of synergy. I'd see a lot of situations where Jahe would be looking, maybe like, say you froze the map and you saw a situation, Roit would be trying to go in and Jahe seemed to be preparing to go in a couple of seconds later, and he's like, what are you doing, man? Don't go in now. They didn't look as in sync. I feel like Jaiho mechanically is pretty scary, but does he have all the timings there and the awareness? Because what I think we saw out of Nat for Ego last final, even though Nat mechanically in terms of his aim wasn't anywhere near his peak, he was in that final series for last season. I think he was more impactful than Putty because he had all the timings down and he variated his strategy and he seemed so wonderfully in sync with what his scouts wanted to do. So for Gio, it's not a question of execute. Like aim. It's a question of timing. And is this his first season playing Roma at like an elite level? Because, I figure he would have a fair bit of learning to do.
Yeah, it is his first season in Prem and on Roma as well. He played Pocket previously.
Now, as we are going to Granary, I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention the lower bracket finals game. No safe word, with a slow start on Granary. But they seemed to piece it together. They seemed to figure out what they were doing with one of the greatest comebacks in Granary history. Do you think they've pieced it together well enough that they could upset Jasmine on Granary?
No. I predict a 6-1 to Jasmine.
Do you think that... you don't think they have a chance? Does anyone here think they have a chance?
Granary's been so... every Granary match, I'd say, at a high level between Australian teams, probably for the last 2 hours, has had a lot of misplays from both teams. It's come down to how many mistakes do you make or don't make. I think that Granary match... was that in Yule against Mook, wasn't it? Like, that's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. That was the worst I've ever seen Yule play in his entire TF2 career. Like, I actually felt bad for him. I felt physically embarrassed to watch that game. And from what I remember of Yule, he has pretty goddamn high standards for himself. He has a pretty high expectation of his ability to hit shots, land shots, clutch shots. He won't be happy with that, and I'm sure he'll show up and there'll be some fire there. But, I mean, Elmo's not playing for Jasmine. Okay, that sucks, especially for Granary, because I think Elmo was so creative in Granary. But you have to bet on the proven horse. And yeah, I'm sure No Safe Word will play better than they did against Cooking with Coolio. But I think even if they play better, it's not going to make any difference.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think they have to play better than they did against Cooking without Coolio, and I think they will play better. So, but I think what this map has the potential to do is, I feel like the way that No Safe Word get a win here is with a really strong start. I feel like if No Safe Word have to play from behind, if they go down a couple of quick rounds, then it's going to be really hard for them to climb back. We talked about their comeback on Granary in the bracket final, but I don't think they're going to be able to pull off the same type of feat against a team of Jasmine's quality. I feel like if they have that same slow start, then they're never going to be able to pull it back. And I think their only hope really lies in surprising Jasmine out of the gates, winning a few mids, succeeding on a few last pushes, and really just not making a mistake for the first 15 minutes of the game.
All right, and we do have everyone in the server, so I think we're gonna go to the casting combo. Thanks for joining us, Mercy and Yukari. But before you guys go, I do want to say I am mildly upset that Yuki is not in the server, because I would have had to deal with, as a caster, Yule, Yui, Yuki, and Yukari, and that would have just made me want to die.
We can get Samo in here, and he can go back to the old school names if you want, buddy.
Oh god, no, please.
Yuri? Yeah.
Yeah. Two Yuis, a Yukari, a Yuki, and a Yule. My, oh my, that is a bucket of fun. I guess I do have to deal with Jiho and Gio. Or
just call him
Jiho and Gio.
And just run with it.
I think we're going to call him Seth, actually, because he's tagged up as Seth, so we're not going to confuse anyone.
Well, that'll go that way. That works too. Yeah, thank you, Yukari. Thank you, Mercy, and I guess we'll talk to you between maps, as we will shortly be figuring out what is happening here on the Granary.
So, Dreamboat, we've had a lot of chat. Our analyst desk has sort of written off No Safe Word. If you had to tell me a score right now, like a score and an MVP, is what I ask of you. Can you give it to me?
Oh, how YOLO do I want to go? Give it to me 6-5 No Safe Word with Big Rocky at the MVP. And how about you, Fear?
Jasmine are going to win 6-1, and the MVP will be Paulson.
See, if I was thinking, that would probably be what I'd say. Paulson much faster to you all on this opening mid here. Get X the opening sticky to Paulson doing a lot of work early. Now the big bombs coming in there from Seth, going sky high, getting right into Paulson's face. Does not manage to get the kill, and he will be cleaned up. Rocky picks off Yui, though, which is a big go, but it's the casualties following. Rocky grabbing 2 more. These are monster mids coming out of Rocky. He's gonna go down here. Matt is trying to work it, trying to get Jono. He will be cleaned up, and that is a dominant first mid out of no safe word as they keep their medic up.
Yeah, Rocky was instrumental there with that bomb landing down on top of Paulson, and I think it was Geo in that corner there, really managing to sort of put up what is a very sort of 50-50 toss-up situation and really ending it decisively in the favour of no safe word. And I think they've kept their medic up as well, so it's going to be full Uber advantage as they push into second here. Looks like they are going to opt to... I think they're probably going to take this left, but they're just waiting for players at the moment before they're going to pick a direction to go with. Yeah, and now we are going to see them moving over to the left. Rocky's throwing some spam into Z. Looks like they're going to go for 2 soldiers in through Lunchbox. It's going to be Seth jumping up top. Jono's still going to stay on the floor. They're taking it quite slowly. Now the Uber's forced, but Rocky's actually really low. And Jasmine have kited this really effectively so far. They've just pushed them straight out. And all they're going to be able to do is get the cap.
There is no way they're going to be able to get pressure onto Dave here to get this force out. That was a really push. It looked to be a good push coming in from no safer, but the coordination, a direct rocket and a pulse and pipe was enough to virtually vaporize Rocky to the point that that pop had to come in, otherwise they're going to lose their pocket.
Yeah.
Now we're set to see if Jasmine's going to be able to push out a last here.
Yeah, it's going to be Geo from top.
Yeah, and here comes Geo. Uber's popped out of top. He's getting right forward in there, seeing if he can find anything. He's going to be able to find Yule here. At least he should. Yep, Yule goes down as Yui cleans up on that damage. That is all they're going to get, but they will get the recap on the point. However, Jono, he lives without full Uber.
Yeah, but they lose 2 players, which is going to provide a window for them to push through into mid. What Jasmine are really going to try to look here is get a force, or at least take some position. Now the Uber's coming straight in. Cookie goes down. Rocky manages to take down Paulson as well, and he's going to be chasing them out into yard. It doesn't look at this stage like he's going to be able to catch them there. And Geo is going to be jumping back onto the small house. Gets 1 rocket off onto Jono.
Oh,
another rocket.
buddy.
Oh, nice.
He hit a big air shot onto Jono there. Geo cleaning up Rocky, and those are massive picks because that could have worked out well, but Jono getting popped up and crushed is devastating, losing her medic there in that fashion.
Yeah. Well, the start of that Uber was quite good, but obviously Ubering through Lunchbox is always going to be quite difficult. As we see Geo pick up 2 frags on the side, it's going to be both scouts down for no safe word. And again, another Uber advantage for Jasmine Tea. But I feel like if they're going to pop that Uber through into garage, it's so hard for them to chase through that choke point out into yard. And Geo did a really good job of defending his team in tandem with Putty. And now it looks like they're going to be... Dave is darting around. They seem to not be able to make their minds up here, but it is going to look like they're going to take the Uber top. It's going to be Geo. Sees Seth spamming him out, and it looks like no save. We're just giving this up, and they're going to take the Uber straight through to last. They've Ubered, popped out. Is he going to be able to get anything done with it? So far, they're disconnected.
Oh, but they're going to get Yule here. Yui is on him. Cut him off. That is one big pick. They should be able to get Jono here. They
Jono's
actually pick
98%.
up Rocky. Dave died. And now the Uber's popped off here. This is catastrophic for Jasmine Tea. As that's going to be a big wave of players coming in here. Paulson should go down. But look at Putty. Look at Putty. He's sitting up top in the back cap. No, he's going to be spotted up by Seth. But Yui joins him and cleans it up. Yui picks off Jono. Those are 2 massive hits. Elmo is still alive here. He gets piped down by Paulson. The big pipe.
Again, just a bit of an overextension there from no safe word. They sort of got the scent of blood and decided to push all the way through. Paulson did a really good job of locking out Rocky, and now they're going to be pushing in left at last. But Cookie actually finishes off Yui. Really nice play from him just to get that.
They're actually going to bail on this push.
Yeah,
they bailed on that push. So Jasmine backing off. Yui probably going to come up on an off class.
Well, actually, I guess they have 30.
Yeah, they're going to keep Yui up. 30 is a little bit tough here because with that sentry gun, and Elmo sniping, that's a lot of ground to cover. But actually, they built this really well. Dave is already up to 90%. They've got about a 45% ad off of this, just off of good building. Now it's up. They should be they're ready to move quickly, but they're about to walk through a sticky trap. Nope, that's going to be popped off early enough. But Paulson, he's in all kinds of trouble. He can't find the gun. They get the gun, but they have not killed Jono. He's at 80%. The picks are coming in, though. Paulson picking up another one. Sorry,
nice
Geo. But Dave going down by Yule. That's a beautiful hold.
Yeah, well, it was really nice from Cookie, because what he did was he moved the gun from where Jasmine saw it before, so they were expecting it to be in a different place. And now Yule gets another kill onto Yui, and Cookie's just trying to stay alive. Elmo finishes off Geo on the flank, And now it should just be a
Putty's
clean-up.
in trouble too. Putty's in trouble here fighting Elmo.
Oh, Elmo, nice kill.
Paulson did grab Cookie with the trap, so good on Paulson for stopping the bleeding a little bit, as it were. But Tekken's coming down here.
They didn't use
And
Uber.
no safe word looking really strong.
Yeah, well, they haven't used Uber. They're going to be able to take this straight through. Looks like they're... Oh, there's stickies there. Seth saw those stickies, and now he's trying to rocket them into himself. That's a very questionable play. But now, Rocky moving through Garage. Looks like they are going to take this onto Cat. Rocky spams out the Soldier. They know they're coming Cat now, so the Uber has to be popped straight off. Paulson, nice dodge on to the Rocky's incoming rocket. That's really well played from him. It's going to allow him to escape with his life. And it's going to mean we have no deaths
Madness
here.
is backcapping second. Madness is way back there. It's got to be a big push from Jasmine. Have to get stuff down here.
Yeah,
they
they
are
won't be
moving
able to
in.
block.
I think Madness is going to be able to get this point, and he might be able to get to last.
I think
This is
Elmo
going to be
will be able to
very
do it.
tight. He has a hunt coming
Oh, no,
in
they're
on
gonna
him.
stack it,
They
they're
are
gonna
Madness.
stack it.
They're going to stack it. They can't stack it in time, though. This cap's going down.
What are they
Jasmine
doing?
wins
No.
round one. That's round one.
Oh, I think they made a bad decision there by not either leaving the 5 times or just committing all out. They seem to half want to fight him on last and half want to stay on second. And in the end, they tried for half of each and got neither.
I think Madness must have been watching Thalash on Tip of the Hat, because those are some EU gimmicks right there. And now we're into this next bit. Paulson's actually the one getting tagged up pretty heavily here. Seth, though, again with that high bombing drops a rocket right onto Dave, but now he's just in there behind. Doing a little flanking, but it's
they're
Madness,
gonna delete
Saka, and Yui. Oh, the deletion across the board. And they can't even grab Dave. That is a clean mid, clean wipe. Dave living. This could be that kind of good old Granary momentum roll straight through to last here.
Yeah. Well, no safe word had, like, I suppose what was a good idea. They tried to run the same mid that won them the previous mid fight. But Jasmine were expecting it. And now they can have a push into last, 100% Uber advantage, and half of no safe word still aren't out of spawn. They're just going to be able to get them. Uber's finally popped off, and it's going to look. They need to get some frags here. They need to be able to push them off the point. The heavy actually has come out, but it's going to be Rocky goes down first. And now they're going to move over. Elmo down. They're on the point. It's round over. 2-0 in favour of Jasmine Tea. Really strong start from them.
And I think we really have to give a big shout out to Zaka or Putty on that mid. He got 2 quick frags. They're absolutely crucial rocket. Off a really good fake in the garage. So it's a big opening mid there.
Crits up for Jono.
Interesting, Chris to mid. That requires Ewell to stay alive long enough, and he's been having issues there. Paulson's already boxed him off pretty heavily, although he hasn't pegged him. Now he's putting pressure onto that pack. Ewell getting a little bit peppered there early from Jack. That said, he is alive. No safe word. The double bombing soldiers coming forward here. They should get something, but no. Rocky gets cleaned up instantly. Nothing down yet. Cookie going down to Zach on the other side, and Gio picks off Zach grabbing a second. Again, dominating mids from the Jasmine Tea roamer.
Sorry, I told a lie. He actually did switch back off crits and onto Ubercharge before that mid began. He was still on crits in spawn, but he must have changed it. It looks like he's going to get taken down
he's in trouble, yeah.
Yeah. I really... The double soldier bomb from Rocky and Seth onto those left crates might have seemed like a good idea to them, but I think once you consider how passively Jasmine were on their crates and on Cat, you have to really consider whether or not it was actually a very good idea. Because they bombed in, had no support from their scouts. We essentially saw Rocky just get crated into the health pack, which is always going to happen when you have 4 players looking at him, and the rest of his team really wasn't able to take any position off it. But now they have got a heavy and a sentry up, so it's going to be interesting to see whether they can defend this. Looks like they are going to be confident in going top again. This is what they did last time with the sentry gun. Last time it didn't work out for them so well. Paulson couldn't find the sentry for too long, and then Yule came up big and crushed them out of that door. Let's see how it works this time around. They know they're coming.
Well, they're trying. They've got the early pressure coming in there. There's also a heavy and a sentry to contest with. The full bus park. This gun finally going down, but Seth went down to Gio. But it's Yui. Yule picked them up with a little trap sticky there. Something. Now they got Gio too. I think that'll be a hold.
They must have
but
not
the heavy is walking right into Putty and it picks him off. Madness, he's going to the last again. Madness is... Oh, he's got to deal with the Cookie and he's going to be cleaned up. Cookie not going to be fooled by Madness going for a back cap again this time.
I think Jasmine Tea were caught out there by the fact that they just didn't do enough sort of recon. Now Uber's popped out into yard. Dave, he takes a lot of damage. He's going to get taken down from Rocky. Really aggressive Uber from them. Really trying to be so assertive with these small advantages. We are going to see a soldier try to leak on the right side. Should be Seth. Nice air shot.
Oh!
Madness down as well.
Monster. yeah, Yule picking up Madness, and with no Dave, that still means no heals on Jasmine Tea's side, so it's just gonna be a free mid here for no safe word. And they might be trying to pester forward. No, they're deciding to stick with what they've got.
Yeah. Well, I think what we saw there, I talked about it before, but they didn't do enough reconnaissance before they tried that last push. I don't think they knew there was a heavy. They knew there was a sentry, but didn't know where it was. And so their Uber just, like the first sort of 5 seconds was Paulson looking for things to shoot at, and I feel like that was never really going to pan out very well for them. Yu was just standing there with 8 loaded stickies to punish any players who were just like hanging around on the floor waiting for something to happen. Rocky is going to push left here. Shoots a rocket into the wall, so probably not his best rocket, but he's just going to keep fighting there.
Yeah, he just hurts himself on a wall because hurting yourself is how you win this game.
Out, but it's even. This could be bad.
Yeah, it looks to be about even. The flashing coming down very similar, but it's Jono, Geo hitting crisp rockets, and he gets another one on Seth. He finally gets cleaned up there. Those are a couple big ones, except there's Elmo. He runs Cookie Sword runs it right in there, killing Dave. Rocky going down. This is absolute madness. And I don't mean the player. Elmo still trying to fight here. He should be cleaned up. So it's the full wipe, but only 2 alive for Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, well, that fight could have gone either way at so many points. We had a really strong start. Geo picking up Jono, like that Uber was a bit of an overextension. They must have felt they had a tiny ad, but didn't really. Seth is now jumping around at mid.
Oh, looks like Jono, he gets left alone, and he's going to clean him up. Zaka beats Seth. That is a major throw. Miscommunication from no safe word.
Yeah, well,
how do you let that happen for you?
They just must have been. They must have been sort of separated from each other. Obviously, Jono died first before the other players, so he was spawning at a different time. I think it's really smart from Yui to be able to pick up on that and know that it's possible that Jono isn't heavily guarded. He might be walking on his own to try to meet up with some of the other players, and he's a vulnerable target. And now they've picked him off, and now it's going to convert itself into a big Uber advantage. Dave on 80%, Jono only on 35%.
Yeah, and it looks like they know that. Well, they definitely know that as they're getting set to move in here. Yui's already clearing stickies and into that left yard. She's going to open things up. Jasmine going fully into that left yard with only Jaiho there to meet them. Elmo's there now too. But Jasmine, they're actually going to go through Z, and they pop that Uber out right in there. Yui running forward. He's not going to be able to find anybody, though. Kano will get out alive.
That was a really nice kite. They were close enough so that Jasmine had to use, but they were far back enough that they didn't lose a single player. They didn't pop their Uber. They're now going to get a chance to re-push second. And I think if they do this right, they could be able to do it even without Ubering.
Yeah, and the pressure is starting to come in here. Jaiho pressuring out Zaka.
10 health.
Ooh, I missed that. Pulsing going down very low as Geo is backing out the combo. There's really not much Jasmine can do to stay in here. Putty's in a bit of trouble. But he's somehow going to be alive for a little bit longer. He's going to elect to get out, and he should maybe get out okay. Yeah, he's out fine. They really could have punched that if no safe word had tried.
Oh, Jasmine going to try to flank them. Oh, I don't like this. They're going to get munched by this Uber. Yep, Uber's popped in. They do actually get Uber back. Sorry, I'd forgotten the fact that Jasmine had managed to get Uber by that time. And now Jasmine are going to be able to sweep forward. They should be able to get this pick here. Yeah, Seth goes down. That's a one-player advantage. Cookie is going to trade it back onto Madness. That's a really important frag here. And it's going to be a crucial duel here in stairs. Putty jumping in. Does get taken out by Elmo. Really nice anticipation of that move there. And even though Geo gets Rocky, it looks like they're going to be able to stabilize on the point. Obviously, Paulson throwing some spam pipes in through Z. Hoping to distract so that Geo can pick up a frag here. He should be able to do so. Yeah.
Well, they're going to grab Elmo, yeah. That is a crucial pick, but Cookie just runs in, no fear, takes out Paulson. He knew that he was going to lose a teammate, so we needed to equalize that. Big plays out of Susurrus.
They knew that Geo had gone to fight Elmo. They knew he couldn't get back in time. They knew that Paulson was in Z, so Cookie just holds W, runs straight into him, a couple of shots, and he's taken down. And now we have another interesting.
Jono's going to go down. Geo with another crisp rocket out of that fella there. He is hitting really good stuff as the bucket for Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, well, no safe words Ubers are really struggling because Jono keeps dying at the end of each Uber. I think they're either overextending or just having bad pops and multing too much when they can't afford to multi, or Ubering too early when they really can't afford it, because it's costing them like so much in this game, the fact that they literally cannot keep the medic alive after any Uber exchange.
I'd love to see the numbers on how many deaths that's been so far. Jasmine electing to go upper again. They've done that every single time they've had an Uber so far. They do have the Elmo Sniper in the Cookie Heavy, or sorry, the Susurrus, as he is now wanting to be called, Heavy, to deal with here in the bush, which they should be able to do just fine.
Yeah. I'm not really sure why No Safe would have decided to go away from the Sentry, considering they've successfully held with the Sentry twice.
Oh, this Uber has popped out really early. They might not even be able to grab anything.
Oh, then
here.
yeah, much to the Heavy now.
Oh, no, they do pick off. Gio with another good rocket picks off the Heavy, and now it's Zach and Pulse and Frank. Jono gets an Uber stop, and he's cleaned up, and there's just a scout on that point. I don't think they can stop this at all. Nope.
Oh, Madness.
Nope, Madness. 2-shot. The 1-2 punch. He picks up round 3.
That No Save actually came incredibly close to holding that there. I think it was Elmo who'd come up really big with a few crucial frags on the lit Jasmine Tea players, but Madness good enough to take down first Seth and then turn around and hit Elmo as well. A nice friend. So Paulson, he's actually going to get... Oh, Sticky hits him right on the pack. They trade stickies with each other. This is actually the first mid that Yule's gone onto the floor now. And we are going to see Paulson gets a nice arrow from Dave. Both teams opting to just sit back and like throw one sticky a minute at each other. We are going to see some aggression coming out now.
Oh, but
Run
Dave!
goes over. Dave straight down. And now Steph's down as well, but Paulson's only on 18 health. He's going to have to back out. Yule trades off to Zaki. Yui and Zaka go down as well. Paulson, he's on 19 health. He's running straight back in. Surely he can't stay here. He must die. He gets Elmo.
Except he kills Elmo. He will get cleaned up in the end. But Jono living is huge. They get the point. They're rolling forward a sec. Yule is already there, locking it out. And it's just Dave alive, which is even worse because while he died, he's still got no one to heal. He can't even come close to getting an Uber up at all.
Yeah. I think if my prediction of 6-1 is going to come true, then this is the one. Like they have to be able to capitalize on this round. They're not going to get a better opportunity. It's full Uber advantage. Yui is on sniper, Madness on the sentry gun, so it's not all smooth sailing. Gio could get caught in here bottom. He's actually really far forward. Maybe he's going to get Elmo. No, Elmo's good enough to escape it. But
Oh,
Dave goes
Rocky!
down.
Rocky went in there, picked off Dave. That was the Uber coming in. He gets Gio too. Now he's finally gonna be cleaned up by Zaka, but Paulson picked off Jono.
They're so
Madness
low.
with the Infinish shot. He has killed someone too. Elmo's just on the point. He's gonna get cleaned up, and that's a wipe. Jasmine, your last holds on point.
I really almost can't believe they lost that. They did so well. They got the initial pick. They had full Uber advantage. I really just think that their sort of heal distribution got a bit... It really did look like all their players were so low as they came into that last push, like in the post Uber, and Jasmine's focus fire was too good. They weren't able to concentrate their heals on keeping anyone alive or keeping everyone alive. Jasmine just sort of picked a player, deleted them, picked a player, deleted them. Really nice last hold. Great coordination.
Well, now it's even Ubers here, so we are going to finally see one of those good old Granary mid to yard stalemates. I'm curious to see what they do to break it. They do have a couple prolific snipers on both teams. They might opt for that, but I'm guessing it'll just be kind of the roamer game. Throw them in and see what happens. Although, John, they want to push this. They want to go in left yard.
I don't mind this from No Safe Word. It's a bit aggressive.
Except they drop Rocky.
Oh no, and they
off.
Oh,
but
I probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, I like this a lot less when you drop your pocket. They do force it out. That's Cookie running in, trying to shoot down Dave. But the big... Except Elmo and Seth, they're deciding outside forward spot.
You'll just pipe Dave. Just around the corner, just the fadeaway. And now the back cut comes in.
And Yui's down too.
Take him down.
This is madness. They are going to get this point. Madness gets cleaned up. Madness gets two of them! Except there's Yule. Yule's right there. He picks off Paulson.
And he get the
He's
point.
flanking. Look at Madness. He's going to get Jono. He gets Jono. Madness.
Oh, nice.
Who are you? What are you made of, Madness? What a god. That's right. I'm even stealing Bren's catchphrases for this one.
Well, that was just really smart play to know like where the No Safe Word players were, where he was able to get a flank and just constantly come back for a new fight. He knew that if he challenged Yule on the point there, then he was probably just gonna trade his life for some damage. So he was smart enough to back out, get some health, and come back in. Now we're gonna see Jasmine pushing through onto mid. Dave almost walks into two stickies, but they're sitting in death corner here. It looks like they are going to be forced out. This is a good decision. I feel like they weren't going to win this. They're going to turn back. Sepho is actually going to trade for Madness. He's putting pick up that frag, but I think that's as good as Jasmine can hope for here.
Yeah, that's definitely Good start, and it looks like Zach in a little bit of trouble. Cookie, the big 2-shot out of that monster. Should open things up a little bit more here, but Jasmine's gonna Uber in. Paulson going down here too. This is not ideal out of Dave. Dave, please.
Please, Dave.
There's a scout on the point. That'll be cleaned up. Geo hitting the rocket on him. No scouts for no safe word, but I don't think that's gonna hold him back.
Full Uber advantage. Really don't want to use here. They really want to be able to take this point and then save that Uber for last. So it's going to depend on really their soldiers to buy them this space. They want to be able to pressure them out, and it looks like they're going to do that really successfully. Rocky gets the capture, and are they going to go here? They're going to have to. Jono's caught out of position, and they're going to be popped straight through the door. Now, what can Rocky get done? He gets.
Oh,
he does
Rocky!
get Dave.
It picks off Dave. That rocket, impeccable form coming out of that fella there. Except it's Yui picking off Yuol with the big headshot. That's gonna be a nice thing to hold this. But Jono climbing up on that Uber. This should finally, maybe, hopefully, be a no safe word round. And
yep.
if you remember the upper bracket finals, they like to leave all their rounds to the last minute, as they did come back from 3-round deficit with 5 left. Elmo on heavy, he's gonna get caught out here. As this Jasmine push, I don't think they were expecting that to come in. Jasmine, they might be grabbing this point.
They just really didn't want to get forced, so they were decided to just give up second. Like, they held so far back, and now they run the risk of having to use their Uber to get in. We see a Roma trade on the flank. That's just a classic sort of TF2 event. And now Paulson, nice rocket from Geo. He's going to manage to launch him up in the air. And now it's Rocky versus Paulson. Who can get whom? Paulson down to 70 health, but it does look like it's going to be Rocky who's forced out. Yul manages to get Yui, and the cap is obviously going to go in favour of no safe word. Do they decide to push it? Well, obviously Dave has Uber right now, but looks like they're going to try to push into it anyway and at least get the force.
Well, they're baiting the point so heavily, they put a lot of time on that, and I think that's exactly what they did. They forced that Uber, nice. Got time, and there's still somehow a Cookie in there finally taken out.
I don't think Cookie should die there. Cookie, I think, had the option of... I wasn't watching him, but if he played it like I think he did, I think he had the option to back out, and I really think he should have done so.
Seth in a lot of trouble. That's Paulson actually going to come out with the sticky, despite Geo doing a lot of the work. And now Rocky, he pops that Uber. He picks up both scouts. One rocket, 2 for the press one, and gets Dave. Do we finally have a round? Is this finally what we're looking at? Can no safe word finally do it? Their scouts are coming in here. Paulson and Zach it down. It's just Geo. That's the wipe. 3-1. Don't call it a comeback. They've been here for years.
Well, yeah, that was a great Uber out of Rocky, but really what that was a Jasmine team mistake. I don't think they were counting the Ubers properly. I don't think they expected no safe word to have it that quickly, which is a bit surprising in the circumstances. So,
I just want to talk about this mid. Paulson arrived, and I thought like something had happened wrong with the server because he was the only one on mid. He got there that quickly. But he's getting taken down a little bit heavily. He hasn't done too much to Yule yet, and it's actually going to be Cookie plowing in.
Nice pipe from Yule.
Madness going down too. Dave picks off the Uber saw, but he's going to get cleaned up here to another big mid. No safe word. The wheels are turning. The momentum is swinging. And Gio going down with John Living sets up another good opportunity here.
We talked in the pregame about Yule having a bad game in the bracket final, about how he wasn't hitting a lot of shots. So far, I think he hasn't been setting the world on fire, but he's definitely been hitting some of the shots that he wasn't hitting in that game. Hit a really nice air pipe to deny Putty away from him on that mid. Probably saved his life and potentially won his team mid in the later stages. So if we can continue to see strong performances out of him, I think no safe word are a really big chance, not just in this map, but also in the maps to come.
Oh, and it looks like, Rocky getting really lit there. Could have gone down. It looks like they are ready to Uber here. Rocky going right into Zaka. That's the free pick. But Cookie going down to a sticky trap. Can't do that, man. You gotta wait for that flash. And that's gonna cause some issues on this push. The gun does go down. But Rocky cleaned up by Pulse. Seth jumping right in there. He's not gonna be able to get anything either. And again, something that looks so good for no safe word. And so poorly. So poorly.
Yeah, well, they Ubered in top and managed to spend most of their Uber killing the Jasmine Roma in a really tiny room, and they wasted 5 seconds doing that. So it's always going to be really difficult when after that Uber they had to come and take down a sentry gun, and they didn't have enough Uber left to do it. And yeah, it looks like they are going to be pressured out to mid. Obviously, the Uber has been almost built, and now popped out from Dave. They're able to come in. Paulson takes down Cookie. Seth is able to be able to trade out for Madness, but that's all he's going to get. The Soldier's jumping in, trying to take down Jono. Looks like he's not going to be able to get that done. And we will actually see a flip in the Uber situation. Now it's Jono with the big advantage. And they're going to push in straight away. Are they going to block the point? I think they have to block the point if they want to make this work. Yeah, really nice. Rocky's going to be able to take down Geo straight away. They should be able to trade the point back. And potentially, with these better spawns, what they really want to avoid now is just giving Dave an advantage here, because he does have that 40 or 30% buffer. Yeah, and they're going to push straight through onto the left side. Oh, they both eat a pipe, and now Paulson is just munching them into this corner. He takes down Cookie.
Picks off Cookie in the process. Paulson single-handedly trying to push, but it's Zaka getting right in there, picks off Jono, cleaned up in the end, but that's going to be too late. Jasmine Tea already have this mid so heavily capped, but Elmo, that was a big meat shot on a Madness, and now they have to really think about this, as it is just Paulson and Dave, and that's the wrong decision to go forward, except no, it's not. If Paulson hits pipes like, finally cleaned up by Elmo, and Elmo, ooh, Geo, the perfect timing to save his medic.
Yeah, so now, if you're no safe word, it's 3 minutes 20 on the map, so there's technically enough time for them to do this, but they really need to get a move on now. Now they're playing essentially against 7 players. They're playing against the 6 of Jasmine and the extra player of the clock. Because in 3 minutes, they essentially have to win, have to push it all the way to last now, respawn, and then push them all the way to last again. And considering the fact that Jasmine has the big Uber advantage here, that's going to be a lot, even more difficult than it sounds.
They have done this the 1 minute round before. They left it to a minute. Actually, last time they played Granary, so they might be looking to do that again here. Go for the shock factor. Not the best strategy, but they are rolling forward here, seeing what they can grab. And Zaka is a good first pick. Paulson could get in some trouble here too. No, the Uber's gonna be popped onto him, and this is Paulson's playground. Everybody is hurt on no safe word. He can just try and find what he can, but he's gonna get caught. Dave actually is the one going to get caught. And he gets air shot there by Rocky. Paulson picking off Rocky in the exchange. Yule going down here to Madness too. And just the DM fight. Somehow Jasmine keep seeming to win these. Yui goes down, but Paulson grabs Cookie too. Maybe it's just Jono and Jaiho, but I have no idea where Jaiho is. Oh, he's in his own choke. So he should be able to link up with Jono, but not ideal at all. Oh my, what a rocket though! Into Geo's face. He's gonna win that fight. He might be able to make some impact plays here. Except it's Zaka jumping right into Jono. No, he counter jumps him, and he gets air pipe by you. Oh no, Jasmine fans, this is not what you want to be seeing out of your team right now. Them just getting absolutely destroyed. There's that DM ability from no safe word that we needed to see.
It doesn't come too late though. There's only a minute 40 left. They essentially have to win in the next 20 seconds and then go back and do a minute round.
And it is doable, especially with them dropping in
the
here.
Uber coming down on top. Paulson. Why are they so close?
They can do this, and they get Dave. Dave is the crucial pick. They pick off Geo. This should be the round. If they can just cap the point and kill the people, they kill the people. They cap the point. They cap last. They have a minute 16.
We said before the game.
Absolutely doable. They did this last week.
Yeah.
Do you believe here? Do you believe that miracles can strike twice?
Like it's a wonderful mixed metaphor, but I don't think they can do it if you're asking the factual opinion. But
it is still doable. It's going to be very close.
They're not going to contest.
Jasmine Tea's not even coming mid.
Oh wow, that's actually
that could be a throw in itself.
If they lose now, then I'm pretty sure they have to forfeit golden cap after that. That's actually that's not on. It's a smart TF2 play, but 33 seconds now, and he's going to be Cookie the first to die. And now Seth actually is going to be the next. Oh,
Seth and Elmo, there we go. The Jasmine wall bends. It does not break.
Okay, Rocky has to come up bigger than he's ever come up in his entire TF2 career right now.
Well, with the number of players they lost, they physically can't do this. Now the Ubers are going to be popped off. 15 seconds. That is game 1. 3-2 to Jasmine Tea.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. Because they actually might win this fight.
Yeah, that's a sad way to end it. Almost question that, but they made the right decision not to go in.
Oh, like there's no question that what Jasmine Tea just did there was the percentage play. Like, the only way they lose that round is if they get full wiped at mid, pretty much, or they just insta die at second, I suppose. But realistically, as long as they just sit back in courtyard on the second point there, hold the choke points, and just delay. They have the Uber, which is going to waste 10 seconds, so if they can build that, that's just a guaranteed waste. They can block chokes, they can do whatever. They are going to be able to waste the time. But obviously, if I'm playing for no safe word there, I'm not a happy chappy. I'm out for revenge on Badlands. Before the game, some of our analysts picked Badlands as the map where we could see an upset victory here. Maybe that's going to give them the motivation they need.
And speaking of those analysts, why don't we bring them back in here? Our favorite Saudi, Mr. Mercy, and our favorite talk about everything for an hour, Mr. Yukari.
Hello. So yeah,
well,
much closer than we've anticipated. 3-2, and they found themselves stuck in the exact same situation as last week against Cooking Without Coolio. Well, Jasmine showing us that they're not ready to throw, and they just turtle second instead.
Jasmine walked that in. That was, when you're just about to quit your job and you have all your leave cashed up, you're like, I'm going to take it all at once, piss off. That was that game from Jasmine. They looked bored. They really looked bored. No safe word. Yule, really solid, really dependable. Everything we want out of him as a demo. I think Elmo, pedaling as hard as he could. Loved a lot of the little aggressive plays he did. What he has developed a very fine sense for on Granary is when he can find those, so you have a team fight, there's a winner of the team fight, there's a loser of the team fight. Elmo does such a fantastic job of understanding when he needs to take a duel, and if he kills the one player, he kind of stops the other team from capping mid. They don't have the players they require to cap the mid or cap the next point safely relative to his team's respawn waves. But I don't think that game was particularly interesting or showed us that much. Jasmine dropped rounds when they didn't get utils. They held easily otherwise, and most of the failed last pushes were because both teams insisted on pushing top and maneuvering early against the sentry. Got to admit, that confuses me. Surely, if they're only running a sentry and they're not really going with any sniper, which in essence seem like you're breaking out, you try and walk out the left or right side, so you don't have to do it early.
Hate to cut you off, but are you in a tunnel or something? Because you got very quiet and very echoey there at the tail end.
Yeah, it's being a bit dodgy. Blame Australian internet.
Fair enough. One thing I do want to point out, we have logs on stream as well, is look at Mr. Jaiho, 6-18. What do you have to say about that?
It happens. It's what I first have to say about that. Sometimes people get a tendency to say roamers that automatically means you have a bad game. I don't think Jai had a good a great game, and I don't even think he had a good game. But I don't think he necessarily was perhaps as bad as that score might suggest. In lots of situations, you are going to want to be that player for your team, and I think he is probably the more selfless of their flank players. But I didn't really. I feel like I didn't call his name that much on that map. So I feel like he was dead a lot and not doing stuff when he was alive.
One thing to note is that...
And apparently those logs are actually broken.
Yeah, they're incomplete.
They're up now.
Oh, they're up now?
They worked out.
But these logs aren't complete, though. They only show you the stats.
It's still showing me 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1. Oh.
Well, rip log.
They're still useful.
To reiterate what Yukari was saying, no safe word seemed really insistent on pushing through that upper area, but the problem is Jasmine stacked 3 heavy classes up there every single time, and they just managed to force him really, really early, and then just scatter. And then there's a third sentry that you had to deal with, and your flank can't really get into loss on Granary. So I'm not sure. I think that was ultimately the reason for their downfall. They could have started pushing the side doors instead.
Well, and I think not only was it a failing that we saw for no safe word several times, we actually did see it twice from Jasmine.
From Jasmine.
Fail that push where they tried to Uber out onto the pipe into a heavy and a sentry. And I wonder why both teams are doing it.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's producing very patchy results.
You should just be able to walk out a side, you know? Like,
Yeah.
I think just on the topic of Jaiho, I mean, yeah, he got no frags, but I mean, just look at the way he was playing the mids. He was jumping high, like, you know, combination jumping off height to bomb catwalk. Whereas if you look at Putty, he was usually playing from the floor, getting clean-up frags. I mean, I think the way Putty did it was just more intelligent. Like, that second mid where Jasmine kind of, like, put no safe word in a corner and hit them in the liver a couple of times is a really good example for me of the difference between roamers that get it and roamers that don't. You don't always need to bomb the enemy medic. Hey, Patty, shout out to you. What Putty really did a great job of identifying on those first couple of mids, roamers that want to learn the game, please watch them, was he understood, oh, look, 2 enemy scouts and the whole enemy bulked up on the medic. Do I need to bomb these guys, or can I spam from a good angle? Can I get them a bit low? Can I look for 1v1s I can take? Can I look for weak players? Putty did a really good job of that, and that's why he was effective, as opposed to, you know, not just going 6 for 18 like Jaiho did, but going 6 for 18 and being unable to get anything meaningful, unlike another roamer I won't name, but we all watched it in international land.
Well, and speaking of Mr. Putty, he had a very good ratio there, sitting at 19 frags and only 14 deaths. Just absolutely strong showing from both Jasmine soldiers, to be honest.
I think their scouts underperformed a bit. Madness had a couple of clutch plays, but Yui struggled. I mean, part of it I think was a lot of frags going to the soldiers, but I saw a lot of opportunities where Jasmine could push the scout in really aggressively to play post-uber with Geo and they didn't take it, or a scout really needed to stand their ground and fight around Paulson. But to me, that's all water under the bridge. They're just a little bit asleep. They're coming back from a big land. They all look a little bit off. They'll fix that in a month or so. Just little openings against somebody as dangerous as Elmo, you can't afford to leave open.
What do we feel about the performance of the pockets? We did see, I think, Geo top fragged and top damaged by more than 1,000 damage actually over Rocky, who was the second highest damaging player on the server. Do we feel like if Geo plays that well, then it's going to be very difficult for No Safe Word to get a win out?
I think you're always going to be expecting Geo to play that well. Jasmine seems to always.
We are actually live here, so I just want to into this first mid. Just throw out your quick predictions here. Guys, let's go.
5-2 for No Safe Word.
4-2 to Jasmine.
4-2 No Safe Word.
And I'm going to go with 2-1 Jasmine. It's going to be a stalemate Badlands. As we have this opening mid coming in here. Big bomb coming across from Putty, and he's actually putting a lot of work in. Paulson's getting the 2 kills, though. Elmo and Rocky going down. Paulson picks up a 3rd on this mid fight alone. Paulson is a monster.
Well, you know when you watch a mid, and you see the first 3 seconds, you see the first jumps, and then instantly you regret your prediction you made about 2 seconds ago. Well, Putty comes into last. Nice play from Cookie and Yult to finish him off before he even becomes a danger. Jono is going to get out. He's going to have full Uber charge, so we will see a full Uber last push. Doesn't look like we're going to see any off classes. Maybe Putty will come up something special for us. He is going to come up Spy. Who's ready for this? I'm not.
He's not hurt, so I'm not sure how effective it'll be, but I believe in him. I believe in the Pootie cat. That's right. This is an all animal team. It's a Jasmine Pets, as we got Dogson and Pootie cat.
Wait, do you say is that a pyro? No, he's off.
See an engineer. Elmo was like aim hacking on him there. He was just kind of like floating on him. Now they've actually hit Putty with the spam rocket. And the pyro roast him. Rest in peace, buddy. Good night.
Well, I actually saw
Gio got the gun though, and Steph trying to push out here actually goes down to Paulson as well.
I saw Cookie changing to Spy in spawn and then changing back to pyro. I think he may have gone Spy and disguised and saw that he came up as Putty. Oh, Dave's going to drop Uber. Just talking about the intricacies of Spy mechanics. Dave is going to drop Uber as they try to push into last. Madness is going to be able to get the first frag, but can they get another one? No, Madness gets one, but Steph is actually getting 2. Madness taking down so low, and Rocky is going to be able to finish that kill. And remember here that we do have heals up for No Safe Word and none for Jasmine Tea as they continue to push out, and they still haven't used Uber. This could actually work out really well for No Safe Word.
Watch out for Putty. He's in trash. Zaka, as his actual name is. He could do something here. He's gonna find Steph.
Unlucky.
That's gonna be the pick. He jumps up there. He can find a scout here too. No, he gets stuck. He goes down. as the push is coming forward. Geo bombing in. He's actually, that Uber's gonna be popped on Jono for absolutely no reason, I think. Both of these scouts are hurt on Spire. Madness could win it. No, he's gonna be cleaned up there too, and I'm not a fan of that pop out of Jono.
They have a sniper as well, so they have to really capitalize off the fact that they have like a small player advantage for the next few seconds, because with this sniper they just have to lock him back into house and manage to get the cap out, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to be able to do. We do have 67% Uber for Dave, but at the end of the day, it's only 30% advantage. Yeah, it's a good decision from Yui to switch off Sniper. It's going to be like invaluable to his team as they try to either hold or push here.
Well, and Cookie jumping up behind the Madness. Oh, I thought Madness was going to get a free pick on the Cookie. Putty is the free pick though. Rocky cleaning him up. Jasmine in not the best situation right now. Now the Ubers are exchanged again. Are they going to find anything? They might find Yui. Rocky's looking for it. He's hunting. He's going to give himself away as the free pick though. A little bit, a feed, as I might call it.
Well, I think it's probably an apt description here. And now Yui is going to be darting around house out onto Hooters. He's getting get pressured, but he's not going to take enough damage to force him to back away. Now down to 36 HP, but he's just bought his team so much space. And now it's going to be
Madness!
Dave.
He's in behind. He's on Jungle. He two-shots him. Big Madness. He's onto Yule as well. He cleans that one up too. The soldier's getting a kill a piece there as well. And Madness, he wants his third against his former teammate. He's on ammo, but it's the Paulson pipe.
That actually could have gone a bit better for no safe word. I think it was Cookie who had the opportunity to duel. Either Cookie or Elmo had the opportunity to duel like Dave by himself in Valley, and whoever the scout was did manage to get the kill despite having a few clear shots. That's a really unfortunate start.
So you're telling me a situation where 5 players on no safe word die, it could have gone better for no safe? I don't think I believe.
Look, you're not a fan of Australian cricket, but I base my commentating style off that of Mark Taylor. And so if it's good enough for Tubbs, it's good enough for me.
I'll pretend that I understand that reference. As the Jasmine Uber has come out here onto last, they pick off the sentry gun, but not much else. Although they get in there, lose Zach out, but the health on Jono is really bad. But it's Elmo and Cookie cleaning him up. There is a scout on point, but that's going to be cleaned up too. It is just Paulson in Dave. Paulson down. Dave should be hunted. There's no way he's getting out here unless he manages to hit the saws of his life. No, he gets Rocket in the face instead. That's what happens when you try and saw you like.
Yeah, Yui on Sniper. Like, we all know what he's capable of. He's an animal.
And Putty goes down. He gets walked into by Rocky. This time Rocky wins that fight. Lost one in house a little bit earlier. And now that push, no safe word. They are moving in. They're hunting. Yui, he's not hitting anything. Yui is a dead man. That's in. Elmo Madness goes down too.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what that was from Jasmine, because it's going to put them at a huge disadvantage when it comes to holding second. They already have that Uber disadvantage, and now they're going to have no scouts to be able to watch their flanks. But I suppose it's them's the kicks, and there should be a point going here for no safe word. And remember that neither team scored a point yet.
Oh no, they get him! Rocky! He hit that rocket! He picked off Dave! I didn't think that he got that! That was the used Uber out of Jono, but that is all they needed. All they needed was Dave, because they're just building back that advantage. Geo in lobby, looking to equalize this.
Yeah, he does.
Flank he's gonna get Yule. Oh, and Rocky's going down here too. Except he kills Madness somehow. That was a rocket.
Rocky is really hitting these. He's not always in amazing positions to sort of not die, but he's always in enough of a good position to be able to trade out a frag with an insane rocket onto someone. So, if you're asking for the big positive of Rocky's game so far tonight, his rockets have been on point when it comes to getting fadeaway rockets onto medics. And I can't believe they're going to let this cap go down. No, it looks like they let the cap go, and that's going to be rather unfortunate to them, because now they're going to be back on the floor. I suppose they did try to go for that late contest, and actually ended quite badly for them in terms of the players that died. But obviously, Jasmine have to fall back in the face of a 40% Uber disadvantage. They are going to cap it. It's going to be really interesting to see where they choose to push this from.
I'm guessing they're going to go up top right, or top left, sorry, into that gun, depending which side you're looking at. And they do actually pop it right in, get the gun early. That's what you want to see. They jump Seth right on the point. He goes up top, though. That's a position, that's for sure. That's the turmoing.
Yeah, the Uber comes out.
But they're losing people. And Seth goes down. I'm not sure. Jaiho, I think, may have lost that push for them. That's almost clean. Jono should go down. Well, actually, Yule, he's hitting pipes for days. Paulson's getting in there. He gets sawed. Jono going down, though. There's the cleanup. But that's actually a really good job of buying time, because there's some no safe word people on the flank. Cookie's actually going last.
He won't be able to make it in time. He's going to have to fall out.
He can't! You just can't do that.
Seth is hiding around shithouse. He's
There's
going to get the bomb in.
There's the bomb in.
It's not going to be good enough.
Peace.
Nice
he decides to peace out.
Yeah, it's really important that he survives there if he's not going to be able to trade for a frag. Because no safe word are going to want to throw everything they have at. They've got a 60% disadvantage, which is enough for Jasmine to push last if they successfully take Spy here. So they're going to want to try at least some form of spam contest. Geo taking down to 50 HP, but that's it actually. That's all they're going to be able to do. They've backed off towards last, and the forward hold is going up. Hopefully he can buy enough time for them. Yule with stickies on the doors. Uber's out.
Oh, and Rocky, again, the first casualty here. He's gone down a lot in these situations where he really can't quite afford to. It looks like that might be all they get as they use Yui there off the bat. So this isn't all bad. I'll take a Rocky for a Yui any day, but it's Zaka just trying to step on that point. He's pressured hard by Yule, and he's going to be hit with a big air pipe. Cookie winning a 1v1 with Madness, too. Except Madness, I missed that. Picked off Jono.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate ending to what could have been a good fight for no safe word, because now they're going to be down probably at least to 50% Uber disadvantage. So yeah, we already see the
Cookie
class coming out.
Cookie on Spy. The Susura Spy. Spy Surus. He's already given up on that. That is, I got way too excited for something that I had a feeling wouldn't actually happen. Feels bad, man.
Oh well. I think it would have been an interesting choice to go Spy here, because it's obviously like a very sort of high-risk, high-reward play. Because Sniper you can just instantly switch off, but...
Well, here's that Uber Repulsion popping right into the guns in the same spot. It's almost like he expected it to be there. Because I think most people expect that to be there. And now the mulch is coming in here. No safe. We're trying to get people. And they pick off Geo. That's Rocky. Trades out for Madness. Madness getting another one there, but it's the heavy. And the Rocket's coming in here. No safe word. Somehow hold that once again. Dropping Jono, but, I mean, if you can wipe him, you'll take the wipe.
Yeah, that was a great hold. Elmo was really instrumental in that fight on the top right. He managed to first be the person building the sentry, then switch to scout, fire a few shots, then switch to heavy, take down a soldier, then as he was about to die, switch back to scout and continue it. Jasmine have actually walked straight round corner here, and they've got the crits Krieg up here. This could be very interesting. They've got crits advantage as well as like that sort of saved over Uber advantage, and it looks like, oh, that's a bad death from Seth. That's going to be quite unfortunate, because it's going to mean that not only do they not have a chance of getting a look at this crits Krieg before it gets used, but they're also going to have no way of sort of peeking the flank or trying to pressure it out here, and they actually might get a free rocket in. Oh no.
There is a good counter. There is a sentry gun on Elmo. But yeah, these stickies are going to... these crits is going to turn Paulson...
Crits is in.
Turn Paulson from a puppy bite to a German Shepherd, and he picks off Yule. Picks up a few more, and that's going to be the scout on the point. They can't stop that. Elmo jumps in there with the SMG. He cannot do it. Finally, round one.
Yeah. Well, there's just not a lot they can do there if they haven't spotted out the crits beforehand. Obviously, the sentry is good, but it was taken down. Really nicely played from, I think it was Geo, who was able to just spam at that sentry. He knows that it needs to be taken down before the push can come in, and it was really nicely done. Anyway, moving on to the next minute, it's going to be Yule. Throwing out some stickies here, forced to back off around his own hoodoo, down onto the red health, but it is going to be able to...
Oh, Rocky!
Oh,
Did you see that? He skipped it underneath and smacked Paulson with a couple big pipes. Both mechs are still alive here, but Jayo should be getting Dave, I think. He's got the scout coming in there. Elmo cleans him up too. And it's just young George Escobar escaping to his forward spawn.
A nice play from I think Rocky was the initiator on that mid, and that was really important because they'd actually given up their own train. It was actually a really risky mid strategy from No Safe Word, because they had no presence on their own train, and if they hadn't been able to make all of Jasmine turn around like simultaneously, then it could have been disastrous. It could have been wiping your own hoodoos bad for them. But now it's going to be a huge Uber advantage. It's going to be Rocky darting around battlements. Jono's up here as well. Are they going to be able to catch Putty here? It looks like they are going to be able to take down that Roma. A free frag as they enter.
But there's a trap. Do they check the trap?
No.
Oh, it's only Cookie. It's only Cookie going down. Jono got hurt. I thought that was gonna get like 3 people. It didn't.
They can't get in here. Oh no, they got Geo. They'll get Geo. Right,
They have Gio in behind. He picks off Madness. He's going to go down to the sentry guy, but a couple deaths there. That means Rocky's gonna come in here. He's gonna try and rock him like a hurricane. Throwing out some rockets here, jumping forward. Can he get Dave? He pressures him. Dave is so hurt. Almost right there. Elmo whiffs. Rocky with Dave pop. And Elmo is not amused.
I'm not sure exactly how Elmo died there, but he appears not to have been particularly happy with it.
He ran in there, tried to kill Dave, and then he got killed by someone not even looking at him, allegedly.
Oh, no.
But Elmo! That's what he wants. The headshot on the pulse, and Yui going down here too. Jasmine has to back up. Except Seth. He's here to cut off Dave. He's here to cut off Dave. Dave, so hurt. So hurt. Willie, he cannot connect the fadeaway. The shutter shot.
Oh, he might be able to, there's an angle here. He gets the pistol out onto Dave, but he seems to have forgotten that medics regen health, and he's never going to be able to win that way.
Well, he's actually going to take the Uber. There's a very small window.
And the Uber popped out by Dave as well. So now they just have to leave. They have to leave and not die here. They've already done... One player's done a bad job of that.
Gio dying is an acceptable loss. He's your roamer. You can let him die occasionally. Occasionally, I hear.
Yeah, but now Yul goes down.
Rookie going down.
And they've got a sniper.
That you can't afford. Rocky in trouble. Rocky. Oh, he gets pre-fire piped by Paulson.
Oh.
He's down again. Paulson. Just toying with him.
Yeah, I feel like they were sort of caught in two minds as to whether or not they could remain in lobby or whether or not they'd have to back out. Because it seemed to be that they wanted to sort of fall off but stay really close. And like they lose Seth and then they just get butchered by Paulson, who can just throw a million pipes into that small lobby because he doesn't have to worry about being Ubered into or even really being pushed, considering they have a player advantage. And he's just able to do so much damage and just bully No Safeword, really.
Man, looks like Jasmine with their pocket Geo is looking to lead the lobby here. Will he find the stickies? No, he's thinking about it. He's really not sure what he wants to do. He's Curious George trying to figure out where he's going here. There's a reference I haven't thrown out there in a long time. You remember Curious George, the little monkey?
I do.
That was a childhood story.
But
we do have a stalemate. Elmo is on sniper. He's sitting in kind of a peculiar spot, expecting a valley push. He's now rotating back to that train, looking to pick. I think they might know that he's there, just based on the way Jasmine is holding. But
yeah, Madness appears to be like trying to do a Counter-Strike shoulder peek of that angle, but I think if he does so, he's going to be rather pleasantly like have a very terrible surprise for him. Anyway, Seth is just throwing some rockets in house. I don't really think that he's ever going to be able to do anything here. And then they try to obviously bring Elmo in for the hero shot. I think that works probably once every 100 times you try it in a pug. And now he's just going to die
rest
for
in peace, Elmo. Rest in peace, Harambe. And Shield picking off Cookie too. Those
they get Paulson? They might get Paulson super
Look at Putty.
low.
Look at Putty. Putty is coming in behind. Oh, he watches his jump not quite the way he wants to, and he gets cleaned up by Rocky.
Oh, they Uber though.
Uber is forced. I didn't see how they forced that. Maybe it was just the opportune pop out of Rocky, realizing there's not a lot left. But it's Jono going down again in these post-Ubers. Somehow, he is always dead at every single post-Uber fight. I am very confused. And oh, poor Seth. Poor Jaiho, whatever you want to call him. He was pinned to the sky as he started coming down. But it's Rocky! He gets Dave! I guess they lost track of him.
Yeah.
Okay, Rocky. Okay, Rocky. That's all I can say. Okay, Rocky.
I think some of the issues that Jono is having in these post-Uber fights are his own positioning, but some of it is just the fact that No Saber would have had a lot of like really like mediocre Ubers, or Ubers where they didn't really want to use but got forced, or Ubers where they had to use in a bad position, or Ubers where they had to multi too many players to keep people alive and therefore the Uber didn't go for as long as they wanted it to. I think in that one, he got forced by Putty. I don't think he actually needed to force, but he was hit by the rocket and decided to pop, and then they just committed really, really hard to try to get a frag out of it. Yui, obviously on bats, they're doing everything they can to make sure they get the cap without giving up that frag. We do have that 40% Uber advantage for Jono, so there's a window here for No Safeword if they're going to be able to do it. And especially because some of these players are really far forward in comparison to the rest of their team. Paulson obviously trying to forward hold. They actually haven't got anyone watching. Oh yeah, they do. Putty is over watching drop down. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, they got someone there. Something. And only have a bit of a stalemate. I want to put out a casual request to the artist in this community. Except Elmo's gonna get caught here, so I can't actually put... Elmo, nice movement. Wow. I thought he was surely a dead man. He's no longer a dead man. That was impressive. I'm amused. Anyways, I just want to say... Oh! But Cookie's gonna run into a sentry and he's dead. Well, you know, stalemates. You gotta crack them somehow.
Yeah.
And it looks like Rocky's gonna get cut here too. A lot of pressure, except Zaka was whiffing rockets, but that's 2 down. It's not quite what you want to see. I don't know if he realized that his teammate died and he had to back out, or I really don't know what Rocky was doing. Enlighten me here.
Well, Rocky is... Some people have considered him to be like a sort of the first AI we've ever seen. And he just doesn't seem to be making decisions the way other people do sometimes. Anyway, nice shot from Cookie, body shotting the scout on Spy. He actually missed a pretty easy shot on the medic, which I think he probably should have hit. But, like, he'll live and learn. Nice pipe. Is that from the floor from Yule? Yeah,
that was from the floor all the way onto the fire from Yule. It's kind of rained in death. Showing that Paulson's not the only guy who can connect some nice pipes.
Ooh!
And we got this prodding coming in. Cattle prodding into last year. Dave taking a lot of damage, eating pipes. But it's Putty running forward and he kills Cookie. Or sorry, Geo kills
Elmo
Cookie.
trades it back. Geo trying to push back. They are going to Uber this. Oh, Jono drops Yule and they're actually going to be at a quite a bad disadvantage in this post Uber, I feel. They're going to have to back out onto Bats. Is he going to leave Rocky in? No, Rocky's going to be able to escape himself. Okay.
No, he won't. Oh, okay, maybe. Rocky can actually do some work here, except Paulson pre-fires him. Never mind. Every time I feel like something's going to happen, that pesky pre-fire coming in.
Yeah. Oh well. It's been one of those games so far. You called it pre-game. You said it would be a stalemated game, and so far it's living up to expectations. We're 20 minutes in. We only have 1 round on the board for Jasmine Tea, and it's important to remember it's already 1-0 in the series. If this goes, it's 2-0, and we had Viaduct coming up next, which Mercy and Yukari especially felt would definitely tilt in favour of Jasmine. If no safeword can't pull out something in the next 10 minutes, this could be GG for the series. This could be GG for the match.
It is best of 5, so we actually have 1 more map there. It's not.
But
not
if they lose fire.
Oh, if they lose fire, sorry. I misheard. Geo going down to Yule, that's a better start. I mean, you get a pick here. That's usually good. Cookie looking for an angle, though. I don't know if he'll be able to find anything. So we're in kind of the struggle. He's going to be spammed right out of there. Cookie can't do anything. And now the Uber's actually popped off in upper lobby. It is on Zaka, the soldier, trying to see if he can find anything. He can. Jono did exchange it, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. Oh, and Elmo walking too far. The man who went too far too fast. He goes down. Geo's gonna get caught, but Rocky should get traded out there as well. So that's still fine for Jasmine Tea, swapping pockets. Just because they do still have that scout pick to work off of.
And Cookie's got an angle here. He's going to be watching from Spy, and this actually makes it really difficult for Jasmine to push, and they're actually not going to be able to. They're not willing to take at 1-0 up. They're not going to be willing to take the risk of pushing into the sniper and getting Dave killed, because obviously the onus is definitely at this stage on no safe word to push. I don't think Jasmine are going to. I call him Jasmine. Jasmine are going to park the bus just yet, but I also think that they're not going to go for any sort of extravagant pushes when they know just how good a sniper Cookie is, and they know that they're going to have to push out right into his line of sight.
See, that's Jasmine Tea's Asia Fortress team. Jasmine Tea. That was awful. I'm sorry for that one.
I actually didn't mind it, to be honest.
Oh, we gotta pause. We gotta pause.
This is a pause for reflection on Dreamboat's comedy style. So,
this is where I feel like someone on Jasmine Tea is gonna like message me, or like people from TF Live are just gonna come in here and be like, "Yo, you're done. This is awful. I hate you," and then I have to like humbly be like, in like my typical Canadian way, just be like, "Sorry."
It happens.
Yeah, we gotta pause. We gotta pause. I was
Canadian.
actually gonna. With the Curious George reference, I'm just going to put out a call to the artists and the Photoshopists in our community that I would love to see Geo's face Photoshopped onto Curious George. I feel like that would be entertaining. That would amuse me if it doesn't amuse anyone else. I will be amused, and that's what I would like to see. please and thank you. You can tweet that out to me at DreamboatCasts.
So, I'm just gonna ask the big question: can they do it? Do they have what it takes? 7 minutes. I think probably take it back to 8 minutes. 8 minutes 30 we have now on the clock.
According to my calculations, it is in fact doable. I believe that we need X, Y, and Z come true, which is no safe word not beefing, no safe word not feeding, and them to get the better out of this next Uber exchange. I think all three of those can happen. I'm not sure though.
Honestly, they only need one good push. They've had so many consecutive last pushes. At some stage, like, say there's a 20% chance of them winning every last push, surely they've got to get there. And now, that's a great start. Cookie's going to be able to pick up Yui. There's a sentry gun stacked at the back there. And the Uber's going to be popped out. So just this standard trade. They take down the dispenser, so we do have a crucial pick coming in.
That is the crucialest pick. The keyest of picks. They get the gun there, too.
But
Madness!
That's so important.
They can win this. This is actually looking very good for them here in this post. They just need to step on this point. They're pressuring him off. Paulson doing everything he can. He's killing people. He gets the med. It's Elmo. Can he win this? Can Elmo beat Yui?
Yui comes up so big. He was dancing around on the point, on top of the point, on top of people's heads, on top of people's guns. He just apparently was floating for a little while in there and manages to take down either 3 or 4 players. I sort of lost track after the first couple. And basically saving his team the round. I do think while Cookie got 2 sniper picks there, I bet when he wished that when he was a sniper coming in at the end, I bet he wished he'd been on scout at that moment.
The problem is he was so influential in that opening that I think he's fine with it. I don't know though. I don't know. I am accustomed to being a sniper at the wrong time. And speaking of wrong time, Gyro going down to Geo, not the best. Putty bombing, and they're picking off Cookie as well. Those are two big picks out of Jasmine Tea.
John has crits.
But it's the crits. The crits. They should get Paulson here. They do get Paulson, but they drop Jono Paulson. Good stickies.
Well, so now they're a bit of a jam because Jasmine have Uber, which means although Dave's been taken down to 44 health, he is going to survive. Elmo's not going to be able to get the job done. And now, did Jasmine push here? I feel like they have to know that Cookie's going to be on sniper, but they are going to go for it. With this big Uber advantage. If this goes wrong for them,
there's the Dave drop. No, we were waiting on it. On another one. Who was it? Was it Mercy that said Dave was going to drop more? Shout out to you, Mercy. My favorite analyst.
Shout out to Fear, whose analysis that actually was.
Well, shit. I mean, well, shoot. Sorry about that, my man. I promise to credit you next time.
That's proprietary.
I'm just not used to you having correct analysis.
Yeah, it only happens once in a blue moon, and I pretty much just say random things, and then when some of them come true, I call myself a wizard.
Well, you've been on point tonight. I will give credit where it's due. You've been rock solid. Jasmine.
Haven't been rocky solid though.
I mean, Rocky hasn't even been rocky solid. He's only like Rocky. We're waiting for the full Balboa to come out here.
Jono's down to 30 HP and slowly being burnt to death.
He's actually... Will he drop here? No, he lives just long enough.
If he drops to the flames, there's a sticky here. Someone please kill it. That would be probably the ultimate 1G.
Oh, he gets fired again!
Can they just push last? Please put us out of our misery.
They have
to move in.
And then drop Madness with another snipe. The gun down.
Genuinely do not know why they waited about 1 billion years. Anyway, so Zachary is going to be able to capitalize on that frag. He's going to take down Rocky. They take down Cookie. They wasted about probably 100% Uber advantage there, just in waiting
but it's Elmo picking up Paulson. Almost still alive there. He slithers out, and it's just Gio.
Seth!
On the point. Nope.
Last rocket was almost so clutch onto... He just manages to escape into lobby. I apologise for my mark cutting out there, I think. And they're not going to make the same mistake twice. Could that be it? Did they get one shot right there?
That was the shot.
Rocky gets Dave.
Yeah, that was the shot. Cookie's gonna go down here. This is a lot of people dying. They kind of stole out. Oh my, Seth on you. But Jono was holding. No, Madness. That's the big 2K where I think he did 20 damage combined, but he got 2 of them. I'm proud of you, Madness.
That's was so close to getting a backstab on Putty, but Putty turns around, like, tries to rocket jump, rockets him, and then Madness says, oh wait, I'm pretty sure Elmo is disguised as me, and shoots him. So, that was just really unfortunate for him, and really unfortunate for no safe word, because now, 3 minutes 30, and after probably 20 minutes of being at Jasmine Tea's last, Jasmine Tea are finally the ones on the aggressive.
How devastating will this be for no safe word if you lose this 1-0? Just want to say that. With the amount of times they've had to push last, I feel bad. Elmo's actually quite in behind here. He's electing to not be in behind. And they're just going to give this point up. They really can't get away up there. So it is no safe word. It's time to hold last. And we'll see if Jasmine know how to push last. They had a lot of practice holding it. They saw what pushes don't work against the Jasmine hold. But will their Uber push work this time? Elmo's on Spy. That is generally a good sign. It's like pushing 5v6 already. Yui's just jumping on the point.
Oh, Elmo!
He gets Dave and Paulson! Elmo! What a load! That is... Well...
Oh, Dreamboat.
Making me eat my words. This isn't over, man. It's going down. There's still Geo. But Elmo, making me eat my words. Yeah, it's basically pushing 5v6. I mean, it's like they're down a player. It's not gonna have any No.
Do you have any, like, sort of stock tips I can bet against? That was probably the most blatant caster's curse I think I've ever heard.
Yeah, wow. Can you take over for a minute? I just need to contemplate my life right now. Whether suicide is the answer. I'm leaning that way.
So, he's going to be right in. Dave might be too far forward here. Oh, that's a sick pass from Paulson.
Cookie cleaned him up, though. Dave down. Wow. Stefan as well. There are less players, but Jono has
70%
is
advantage. It's going to be 100% by the time they get it. This is an opportunity for them. We said, was that it? Well, it looks like they're going to get one more shot. They're going to have 70% Uber advantage. They haven't capped mid at this stage. But if they manage to get through here, if they don't use on mid, they're going to have enough to push second, maybe even last if they're quick about it. This
a minute 40.
They gotta go. A defining moment in ozfortress 16.
And it's Cookie just whiffing on a sticky trap. That's all we're watching there. They finally clear the trap. There is a putty coming in there. He cleaned up Rocky, though. That's Madness with another meat shot. Seth in a lot of trouble there, too. He gets crossbowed. He's going to get Madness. What a big save from Jono, but the Uber has to be popped off here. Dave coming up on his not ideal. Cookie's hunting. Cookie's hunting. It's like Goodwill hunting, except instead it's cookie hunting. They are going to get on Spire. A minute to go. A minute to win it. Do you believe, is this finally, no safe words, 1500th last push will be their successful one?
Look, last time I said that they couldn't do it. This time, I'm going to say they can.
Well, damn. That's just a happy little flip-flop right there out of you. I'm proud of you. Showing some adaptation. I still think you're going to be wrong because no safe word has shown no signs of being able to successfully push a last. But especially not at a disadvantage. But they're trying.
See,
they got 30
They haven't
seconds.
been able to push with Uber advantage. We haven't seen them pushing at 100% Uber disadvantage.
Now that is logic I understand. The sentry gun going down here, Cookie going down as well. That is very costly. Madness picked off as well.
Almost
this
behind
could go
the point. Almost
either
behind the
way.
It's too
Almost
big
in there. They
Uber's
pop
popped
the
out on the
Uber.
heavy.
But the other exchange comes in here. It is just Rocky. Rocky versus the world. Well, and Cookie's up now. But Rocky needs to do this. He can do stuff. But the timer! I missed the timer! That's enough.
Oh, that's so unfortunate for no safe word. I really feel like Jasmine did not play wonderfully well on that map. That was just really like an average map. Like, not even, like I say average is a euphemism for bad, but really, like, you cannot win games where you like push multiple times with like either even Uber or big Uber advantage and beef them all, like, and not win a round and then hope you're going to win a game. You just can't do it.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure when we get Mercy and Yukari back here, that's probably what they're going to say. Gentlemen?
Yeah, I agree with Fear. It must suck really hard for no safe word to lose this way. Although, you guys kept mentioning that they've been failing their last pushes, but a lot of the time, they couldn't even get into lobby and into position to actually use the Uber advantage. Jasmine have been forward holding pretty much at every stage and like basically bullying them, and not allowing them to get into position to use the Uber in the first place. So I don't know. They just seemed really, really bad at taking lobby. I'd say that was the main reason they lost that game.
Yeah, well,
isn't a lot to analyze about that game because there's only so many different ways you can say they suck at pushing lobby, or they didn't heal players, take risks, and try and take ground to force chokes in lobby. So Mercy's got me covered on that, so stuff it. I'm going to go way out there. Paulson is now a WWE superhero in a dog suit, and he points at you and he goes, "You're scared." Because he had no safe word, scared that entire map. They were afraid to force sides because Paulson would smack them away. They were afraid to try and, like, when Gio was solo holding, they were so afraid of Paulson sitting behind him, they'd just walk into damage and just die over and over again. Paulson had a ball that map. He, like, showed up, carrier has arrived style, and just smacked them about. Other than that, it was a lot of pushing last.
Yeah, well, I was just saying, if you're no safe word and you've just had a game where you dropped an early round, but then you spent probably 25 of the next 28 minutes or something not that badly, but so maybe 15 of the last 20 minutes, either just probably chilling on Spire or just outside lobby or just inside lobby, trying to push Jasmine's last, and to consistently just get battered back, to consistently fail at that. How do you take that and then change your mindset now that they've got a do or die win on Viaduct?
I don't think you do. If you know safe word, I mean, how many times can you watch your team bang their head against the wall, not stop and go, maybe we could be trying this differently? And you can lead a horse to water, can't make it drink. You can lead no safe word to the answer, but you can't make it win.
Yeah, rest in peace, Yukari, Mike.
King of the Hill is completely different TF2, so I don't think they can carry anything or fix anything from the previous maps. They should just not get discouraged, because they definitely do have a chance, although it's going to be very tough.
Yeah, we do have logs. We can talk about logs or things.
Yeah, but in the pregame we said, this is Jasmine's map. Their scouts are going to be machines on it. That's where I think all of our predictions had them winning Viaduct. I think what no safe word have to do here is they have to grow a pair, essentially. They have to decide to take a few more risks, because I think if they just try to play I don't want to say solid TF2, because I think they have to play solid TF2 and then go beyond that, but I really think that if they just sort of sit back and let Paulson and two scouts sort of chip away at them and put them into positions where they can take a lot of damage and pretty much put them into positions where Jasmine want them to be, I don't think they can win this map. I think they have to be way more assertive than they were. I think they have to just not choke as much as they did.
Yeah, no. They have to play as if they were the better team, is essentially what it boils down to, I think.
Yeah, and we've been criticizing sort of no safe word a lot, but at the end of the day, they've lost both maps by one round. Eventually, they were probably on top, I guess you'd say, but not actually winning for lots of Badlands. I think if you're no safe word here, you could get a bit down on yourself. But the truth is that Jasmine don't look wonderfully. Jasmine looked the better team, but it hasn't been sort of a world-beating Jasmine that we've seen tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Both maps could have gone either way. If no safe word didn't give up these early rounds on Granary and Badlands, they could have definitely taken it. Especially on Granary, to be honest. In the last 20 minutes or so of the map, they seemed to be the more dominant team, but they just couldn't convert their last pushes into rounds. Same thing with Badlands.
Yeah.
Could have, should have, would have, champs made, no excuses.
Yeah, that's what it's going to come down to. This is the grand final. This isn't, at the end of the day, it doesn't say on the scoreboard, no safe word lost 3-0, but they had a lot of last pushes, and, if they hadn't been choking their last pushes, they probably could have done a bit better, and maybe even won a map or two, and it could have been 3-2, or maybe even they could have pulled out, a really tight win. It's just going to say, 3-0 Jasmine Tea.
Yeah, nobody remembers, but you got really close to capping her out. What the hell is that? That doesn't just sound like bad consolation. That sounds like bad consolation for losers. They need map wins, they need rounds, they need big players. They don't have any. They look scared other than Elmo. And, that's just going to get you the smackdown by WWE Paulson. So, show me you give a damn, no safe word. Come out and show you've got something.
Now, I need your advice, because I suddenly realized with the Curious George, the Curious Geo, Jasmine Tea now has a monkey, a cat, and a dog. Please come out there. Tell me what Dave, Yui, and Madness are as animals. Gotta figure this one out.
Dave's a honey badger. He looks cute, but if you try and fight him and you're in the wrong place at the wrong time, he'll shred you. He's the ultimate combat med, so he's definitely the honey badger for me.
I like it.
What does that make you, Yui?
The panda. I'd elaborate, but that'd be rude. Anyways, just wrap it up here. Give me some quick prediction. Number-wise.
3-0 via to Jasmine.
3-0 via to Jasmine.
Don't say it, boys. 3-2 via to... I actually can't even lie to myself. Probably 3-1 to Jasmine.
And I hate to have the clean wipe, but it is going to be 3-0 on the map and 3-0 in the series to Jasmine Tea as we are getting set to go live. So thanks, Mercy, Yukari. We'll talk to you guys and after this as we are getting set to go. It is Viaduct or Product or Product, whatever you want to call it. It's that map that only has 1 point, and we're live. It is the third map of our best of 5. Series is 2-0 Jasmine Tea. Do you believe? Because I don't.
I'm rewatching Yule in this mid. He's playing back early on, just going to sort of take a bit of a chip damage, but now he's looking to assert himself forward across the point. He's almost out of stickies already, and he's done really no damage. Just as I say that, he may just put in some really nice work onto Paulson. Paulson and Geo both going down, and Rocky's going to clean up Zaka. I'm so impressed with Madness, managing to get a nice 2 kills. Yule with a huge pipe, just to 1v1 him down. And Yui and Dave are going to be the only 2 players left up for Jasmine Tea. The Swarm Wave's starting to come in now, but a big first mid. That's exactly what they needed, I think, after their disappointment in the last game.
And can we just talk about Madness doing like a 180 in those two shots? Those were incredible shots at him. Yui's a little bit taken down here, but so is Cookie, so they're going to have to back up. Jasmine trying to gain this point. They're having issues. They are struggling hard.
Both Ubers popped. It's getting much better Uber for Jasmine, I think.
Yeah, it looks like Jasmine getting the better end of this. No one has died. Finally, Rocky going down. But look at okay for this. Sefson behind. He picks up Paulson. He's sky high. He gets hit with the crossbow. He even lives. But Yui cleans him up. They call him the cleaner.
Well, if they don't get their game on, it's going to be a clean sweep of this series. Speaking of cleaners. Haha.
Haha. I have a HUD issue, so if you don't mind carrying me for a little bit here.
It's all good. Looks like we are going to see a push starting to come in. Rocky jumping up onto that and gets a big air shot coming out from Geo. And that's just probably going to instant deny the push. Rocky still hasn't been healed here. I think his medic must have dropped down to the floor. He is eventually going to get arrowed. And it looks like, I think we're going to wait until Ubers. Obviously both teams just about to get it. It should be Rocky leading in. They're going to try to bully Jasmine off the point at first, I think. And Rocky, there's always stickies there. I'm not really sure what was going to go through his mind there, but it looks like he has just been taken instantly down. You're getting 2 frags though, and now both Ubers have been popped out. It's actually a better Uber for no safe word. Yule, huge play there. He's going to win his team the point. I don't even know how that happened. Just instantly he seemed to be able to pressure forward across the point and get these frags. I just think Jasmine weren't really prepared for that aggression after Rocky died.
Sorry about that. You're going to need to help me because I don't have cap time on this HUD, because that's handy.
145 for no safe word and 212 for...
But oh my, putty bombing right in there. He air shots Jono. Yui Paulson and Geo cleaning up more frags here. Dave still alive. That is big. That is Jasmine.
Yeah, well, look, we talked in the pre-game about the fact that no safe word need to stop playing scared of Jasmine Tea. They need to be assertive, they need to be aggressive, and they need to play like they're going to win this grand final. And I think early signs are promising. We had, like, admittedly a bit of a questionable sort of jump in from Rocky and sort of instant death, but Yule was very aggressive, really like taking the position across the point. That's something that I think No Safe Word really want to capitalise across. Anyway, Cookie, he's made his way onto the point, he's going to start the cap off, but obviously they're not going to give it up for free, and it's going to turn into a spam war. Jasmine has a big Uber advantage, probably 50% here, and I think No Safe Word, all they're going to do is just dart in and out of the point to try to make Jasmine force, and that's exactly what's going to happen. Jump is coming out. Yui should be able to take down Rocky and continue to clean up onto Elmo. 2 frags down now. Geo going to be taken down by Yule, but the important thing is Jono has lived on 90% health, so 90% Uber advantage, and we see Jasmine moving into a close hold. They're going to be looking to get the force out here. Paulson takes down Seth. That's an unfortunate death, but hopefully they're going to be able to make the push work without him.
My game is frozen. There we go. We're good. Yeah, I don't know what happened. That was weird.
Oh, no.
But Putty jumping right in kills Jono. The drop from Putty came in there silent like a cat. Sneaky cat burglar. Killed him.
A putty cat, you might say.
A putty cat. And it's Rocky jumping forward there. He gets cleaned up by Yui. But it's the incoming players. No safe. We're getting all the kills here. Except Dave. Dave is alive. What a time to be alive.
Really did remarkably well there for the situation they found themselves in. And now, Uber's been popped out. We've actually seen the soldiers isolated, and Elmo's going to be able to take down Putty. That's actually a really important frag. Geo going to continue to jump through. It's going to be the denial coming out from Elmo, but Yui's going to be there to clean him up. And now, Rocky, he's in. He's onto Dave. He gets the kill onto Dave. That's so important for his team because Jono has lived. But on the downside, look, there's only 39 seconds left on that timer, but it looks like Jasmine haven't decided to cap the point yet. So when they finally decide to doing that, that will actually be a benefit to them. Obviously, we only have a minute remaining for no safe word, so one really dominating push and they could be in a really good position. But 30 seconds left for Jasmine. Jono has 40% Uber advantage. They might actually have to start this push before he gets Uber. So there's a window of opportunity for a roamer, for a scout to be able to get in there and lock down this first round for Jasmine Tea.
And moving forward is what No Safe Word's doing, and they close.
Oh no.
Pulse and Geo clean up too, but Dave going down again. Jono's still alive. Not for long though. There's the bomb. Putty cleans him up. Seth, sky high. This should be the round.
Gets two frags.
Oh, he gets 2 frags. Wow.
Impressive frags.
Yeah, for someone who
1-0.
can't do anything for this round, picked up 2 very nice rockets. Very nice. But that is 1-0. That prediction of 3-0 is a lie. Could this be it? This is a absolutely crucial mid. Otherwise, No Safe Word's really going to be up against with their backs against the wall here.
Yeah, Yule choosing to roll it onto Cliff this time. Changing up from last mid. A bit confusing considering the fact.
Oh, but bombs
coming
they
in.
pick off Dave. They pick off Dave really early. But it's
but
Seth, Yule, Elmo, and Rocky all going down. And Paulson, the long-range pipe onto Jono.
The control point is being captured.
King Cookie 1v5. Jasmine Tea. Can he do
They're
it?
low.
I believe. Can he's chipping away at Geo. He almost got him there.
Geo.
He gets him! Cookie! Can he get Madness here? Can he do it? Nope.
Oh, and that's an important kill as
much.
well, because Geo's going to have a much slower spawn than Madness is.
Than Cookie mean, but yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, the Cookie is.
Absolutely critical pick, because that opens things up for No Safe Word to move forward. One less soldier means one less spam. Except not when Rocky goes down. And Putty, he's been non-stop. He comes in, he cleans up Jono. Putty could get another one here, but it's Paulson with 1-2 onto Seth and Elmo. Putty, again, Putty just won that.
Yeah, that was a really impressive play. And the Jasmine Scouts, Jono looks like he will be able to get out. That's lucky for him, because they really couldn't afford him going down with 67% Uber. Elmo's going to be up on the sniper. This could work, but unfortunately, no, he's going to switch off. Smart decision considering the fact that Jasmine have opted for a really close hold, and it's really unlikely he's going to be able to peek into
You know
angle.
what we need here? We need the Stark Pyro. We need the Pyro to break the forward hold. Last time it worked, and they dropped Dave, so that would be something. Kit, they're not electing to learn from their European overlords. They're not going with the Pyro. But Rocky is broken through. The Ubers are popped off, but it's the Rap coming in. Dave is in trouble. He gets that forced off, but Yule down. Crucial.
I think Putty just flanked in.
Wants one.
Putty got the flank on and managed to take him down. Oh, Seth capitalized onto Paulson.
And Elmo's in behind. He cleans it, man.
He's
gonna get a pack.
coming in from Rocky. Can he hit the shot? Oh,
Dave Craters! Dave Craters! Heartbreak Hotel.
Yui 17 health. Yule takes him down, and with 1:13 left on the timer, No Safe Word are going to get their first time in the point in this round with the Uber advantage.
Holding it for like a minute 50 is a very tall task. Doable. Absolutely doable. But a tall task, especially against Jasmine Tea, who are showing themselves to be one of the best teams in the world on Viaduct. Especially when they got Yui on Sniper. He's the man to be feared. And he is on that class right now. Not finding any heads, but he's looking. as this
you're no safe
compadre is moving forward.
Yeah,
and
now
there it is.
surely-
He finds Cookie. He's cleaned
They're
up.
going to have to be aggressive with this Uber. The Uber gets popped out, and now Elmo's going to chase Madness, but he's not going to be able to find the kill. And now Madness is darting around.
How is Madness still alive here?
Gio's on Scout? Oh yeah, because Yui's on Sniper. Now Yui switches to Soldier. Okay, that's a bit questionable, but like, sort of, you know, whatever.
I figured it out. It is the Jasmine throw. I like it. I like what I see here. Gio coming out there, Frecky, dominating Rocky. They're grabbing stuff. Gio's still running forward here. This is a glimpse of things to come, maybe. Gio, the new scout mate. Gio, the best scout in Australia. Can he beat Cookie? No, he whiff shots. But Yui cleaned up Elmo. Yui showing that world-class soldier DM that he's absolutely known. I can't say that with a straight face. But
So just to clarify, they're not actually turning it into just a random off-class scrim. Gio went Scout while Yui was Sniper because Scout is better than Soldier on this map, and then Yui got off Sniper and so he had to go to Soldier.
Oh, and it's working for them somehow right now. They are forward holding. Rocky got out of the forward hold, but he's in trouble. So is Cookie. They're going to back up here as Putty is the soldier getting hurt. So maybe he should take some lessons from Yui, the soldier god. The Super's popped forward here, going right into Jasmine Tea. And Gio, he's still slippery, slipping away there. Going to get out okay. And I think, yeah, there we go. Gio on soldier, Yui on scout. We have fixed this. Everything is better. Everything makes sense now.
Yeah. Well, obviously with 100% Uber advantage for Jasmine Tea, they're in control mode here, and they're going to Uber out. It is going to be Yule who's the first taker down because there's only 20 seconds left. Oh, that's the round.
3.
That's the round. It's over.
He picked off Jono. Yeah, no time left on the clock here. Very low, but losing Jono is so crucial. What a fight from the God among men. Taking a page out of Spud's book.
All they have to
Spud
do
got that
now
little
is
highlight
just
reel.
sit forward and just shoot them. Because there's actually not enough time for them to get on the point if they keep this pressure up. Yeah,
Well,
you can see
and they're
Elmo
just
go down,
mulching.
Jewel goes down, Rocky goes down, Jono goes down, and that is it. 2-0. Can no safe word respond?
No. No, they can't. That's my call. What's your call? Can
Look,
they?
I believe.
Can they do?
I called 3-1 before the game. I still believe. I'm going to be watching Rocky this mid. Can
He is a
everyone's
foolish man.
favourite New Zealand pocket soldier come up clutch again?
Oh, but the bomb coming right in there. Putty getting ready to cleans up John. Paulson and Gio down. Yui as well. Dave is still alive, and it's just Dave and Madness.
Oh,
But Putty,
Zucker.
can they do it? Putty cleaning up Rocky, but Yule, he gets 2. He's a man with a plan. Putty cleans him up though. Putty the monster. The monster. He kills himself on
Insane gaming.
Jaiho's face.
Oh man.
But that's actually enough done by Putty alone that they've delayed long enough for this. Like that has allowed Jasmine to actually somehow get the first cap.
Yeah, I think it's because the Jasmine players died first, or like the majority of them died first. But they do lose Gio. That's a big loss because now it's going to turn into a brawl, and I think No Safe are going to feel really confident doing this, knowing that Gio's going to have like a long spawn, knowing that he's the pocket soldier. They should just be able to bully them out of this. Rocky down
Except
on 9
Putty,
health.
he's in again on Jono. Putty's gonna go down, Paulson down 2. But Jono is so hurt that they can do it. Matt is trying to find Yule, can't do it. Dave just needs to turn his tail and run. Turn his panda tail and run away. No, wait, sorry, Dave was a honey badger. Turn his badger tail. I can't remember what he's doing.
Wow, so it's
Help me.
hugely important here that No Safe Word can capitalise, because there's still 2 minutes 40 on the cap. They really can't afford to lose too much time here. The Uber has come in, but Yule goes down straight away. Oh, that's so bad. Yule needed to be closer to his combo there. There's just no other way for it, and because now it's gonna go to shit really, because Jono is stuck in house. He has some nice movement, but he's eventually just gonna get like memed by that rocket. Elmo polishes off a nice frag, but he's probably going to go down, and oh no, he does manage to escape. But now it's 40% advantage for Jasmine. Jasmine will have the point back. It's just so difficult here because we actually haven't really seen a No Safe Word who've been willing to push off Uber. It's like a crucial thing on this map. they've really not backed themselves in these off-Uber situations, which means that we may be waiting like another sort of 25 seconds for them to get Uber, and by that time, Jasmine is going to have taken a very commanding lead.
Yeah, it is definitely commanding lead from Jasmine here, and really, no safeword just needs to hit shots. They really haven't been doing that much together.
Oh, so nice.
They get Zaka too. Well, Zaka trade.
And the Uber force,
still.
Rocky. Really nice from him. He's probably going to get taken down here. No, he does manage to escape. He falls back. Geo's on the top here, but it looks like he's not going to be able to get anything. Yui, onto the medic. Can he take him down? Madness is going to be able to find Elmo.
He gets
but
sawed.
Jono gets saw. Jono gets the saw.
Jono with like 18 HP there. Absolute clutch saw out of him, because I mean, if he misses that, he's a dead man. He's now got that Uber. That's going to trigger no save for it to go forward. It's calling for the push. They're moving forward. Zaka is sky high around. Hey, ooh, that was a Paulson pipe actually picking off Steph. But big plays regardless. And it's now Rocky jumping forward. The Uber's popped off here. They only pick off Geo though. Dave could actually escape. Can he get out? He is out.
It's really impressive. And it's going to mean they have a 70% Uber advantage. And so at best, this is really only going to be 30 seconds on the point here. Sephi is going to go sniper. I like this play because I think they really need something game-changing, and something which should be game-changing right here is Dave getting clicked in the head. Yule is going to start off well. Nice sticky trap, picking off Yui, and now he's just going to be trying to put in this damage. The Uber's popped out now. And Yule, I think he's too close here. I think he needs to jump away. He's going to go for the surf. He manages to land it. He's behind the house on 3 health. Can he get an arrow in time? Nice. He is going to manage to live here. But now this sniper's a bit of a liability because they've got to push back onto the point. And even though Yui has only just spawned, and they do have full Uber advantage, the snipers can be like a real limiting factor if they decide to contest. But
that was a slick little rocket there from Rocky to pick off Geo. Again, that Uber comes out. Dave gets out. A lot of outs happening. It's almost like we're baseball. We're almost at 3 strikes, you're out. But no safe, we're turning down that time. We're getting close to even if we aren't even, because I can't see time, because I'm great.
It's right even.
I mean, Zaga walks forward, clicking on 2 of them with the rocket.
Putty could go down.
Like
Putty's really low, but so is Rocky. Yeah,
no,
nice rocket.
Rocky cleans up Zaga. The fadeaway. The fadeaway.
Now it's 100% Uber advantage, sorry, not 100% advantage, but 40% advantage for Dave. Jono only on 62%, and they're going to look to start the push right here. Now, can they kite? They need about 12 to 15 seconds if they're going to be able to kite this Uber. Elmo's going to be the first to die. Madness does get taken down in return. Seth with a nice shot there. Dave's going to throw a crossbow, and will we get taken down? Geo's going to manage to live. Somehow they haven't killed the sniper yet. Now the bombs come out. Yule taken very low. Oh, Geo is doing so much work. The Uber is eventually popped out from no safe word, but I just don't think they're close enough to get anything done with it. Jasmine very smartly managed to recapture the point.
Well, Rocky getting launched could be enough for him to sort of land on top of Dave here. He's raining death. Can he hit him? Pops him over. He can't clean it up, though. Paulson with another fat pipe. That man's been connecting them all night.
No safe actually have an advantage here because they have the shorter spawns.
Except Madness runs forward, 2 shots, Yule gets cleaned up by Cookie. Cookie grabbing 2 of them, or Susurus, as he's now known. Grabbing 2 of them. Cleaned up by Yui.
Seth, he's still letting these big AWP shots ring out.
Oh my
god!
God! I was going to say, I didn't even notice. I was like caught off guard by Paulson hitting a fat pipe on Rock. And it's Yule. He's gonna trade out there. It's a sniper trying to cap. Is this enough? Jasmine are going to maintain this point, I think.
But if they maintain it, that's it. That's it.
This is
all over.
The game. They can't do it. There's a soldier
bombing
forward. Can he get on the point?
Manages to take it on. Rocky takes down Geo, who takes down Madness. Oh, it's so close. Elmo gets the frag as well. They're gonna hold it. Oh, so clutch. Rocky managing to land on the point in the last microsecond before it flicks over. And now, 21 seconds. Can they get this round on the board to take it to 2-1?
It's not over till the fat Fosum sings. And he has not started singing yet. It's not over. I believe. Here comes Jasmine. This is their last gas. This is their last wave. It's coming down to Madness beating Elmo. Dave going down to Seth again. Elmo picking off Madness. That's 2 frags. Jono goes down. Crucial pick. But Geo and Seth and Yui and Paulson. It is just
the last
Dave.
one alive. That's a round.
Victor.
3-1.
2-1 in favour of Jasmine Tea, pulling it right back from the brink. I was about to go.
So now we're in to round 4 now. Can I do it? Can I do it? I believe. It's sniper to mid coming out of Seth because that's what was working for them. The ball's coming forward. He picks off Zaka with that big frag. There's Geo getting absolutely stopped by Rocky. Paulson picks off the surge, but Seth gets Paulson. The fragging of this man. I thought Yui was the best sniper in the server. But Seth?
Yeah, well, he's coming out with these clutch shots. He's been so useful to his team. He got that kill on Dave before. 2 picks on that mid. He actually got a body shot, like a sort of just a 50 damage body shot to Dave as well. But now, Yui, he's asserting his dominance. He's back, and Seth is now in the respawn queue. I'll see you in 15 seconds, mate.
Oh my god, Yui's back again. I don't know the rest of the words of the Backstreet Boys, but we got the fight coming down here. Uber's popped off from both teams. Elmo the casualty, losing the fight to Madness there. And Yui picking out Cesarius, Jono going down. Dave, though, Yule running forward, killed him. Paulson cleans him up, but Paulson going to barely live there, 20 HP. But that is the cap back down for Jasmine. They're going to hold off capping until Dave spawns. That's why they stepped up the point. Because if they didn't, that respawn timer of Dave was going to be pushed back in. Well, we all want our medic to spawn as fast as possible. I mean, we don't want our medic to die, but you know what I mean.
So a really strong start here from No Safe Word. Just the first 45 seconds of the map of this round 4 in their favour. Now it's going to be pretty much even. It's a slight advantage for No Safe Word, 10%, but it's not going to mean too much. The real battle is going to be between Seth and Yui. They're standing here, but Jono's actually the first person to go down. Madness is going to get traded out by Elmo. That's such a huge play. Now that No Safe Word have no choice, they have to aggress here. Paulson does get taken down, and Seth made it to take down Yui, and now it's going to be Cookie. Oh, Geo with a huge 2-shot onto him. Geo actually cleans him up. And now Seth has to hit a miracle shot onto Geo. He's not going to be able to do so. Geo just pushing them back off the point. He's a better pocket on Scout than he is on pocket.
Is there anything Geo cannot do? He never ceases to amaze me. He's something else. You know,
Can't win that.
Nice air sticky. Not a lot you can do there. That's just getting absolutely shabone. As Paulson gets we're popped off on him. He's moving forward. He sees a Jono, but he likes to go for the people behind him. That's a Cookie. The Cookie gets taken out by the Yui. And that's a point stay in the Jasmine way.
Yeah, so now Ubers, we do actually have a big advantage for No Safe Word. So potentially if they use this appropriately, but remember they've got to try to push into this sniper. And we've now seen Seth jump off sniper, which I think is a good decision, but it just means that they're going to have to do that much more to try to pressure Yui off these long angles.
Oh, now that Uber's popped forward again, it is Geo Babe doing what he can to stay alive. He gets actually the flash forced out because he's doing so much work, but he's still alive somehow. Geo rotating there. Paulson getting the kills too. Madness getting 2 of them from behind.
Onto Geo. Can he get Dave? Oh, what a shot from Yui. Wow. Just as Rocky was about to polish off Dave, Yui manages to click on his head and send him to the respawn queue.
Do you hear that? Do you hear the singing? Do you hear the singing? Is it over? Are we getting there? Jasmine looking absolutely unstoppable right now. Looks like they've realized the error of their ways. And Elmo doing the only thing he can do. Spy, which really I don't think is the right decision at all. Unless he can. I ruled him out last time. He's going for Yui.
Actually didn't see him. Yui is hacking him to death.
That's unfortunate. On the other side though, Geo going down to Rocky. Oh, but buddy, Zaka, 1 rocket, 2 kills. He does get cleaned up.
And that's it.
Elmo going down finally.
They're going to have one last chance.
No
Rocky
time.
has to come up gigantic on this push, but Madness is going to polish him off. Paulson, with these huge pipes, he's going to get the pain train out.
He's whipping out the chew toy, but it's Yui killing him. Paulson's still with the chew toy. You can't smack him around. They still kept them going down here.
Oh,
but that is it. That is it. The winners and still champions, Jasmine Tea.
In a score of 3-1. I wonder who would have predicted that.
I called that at I-58 and no one gave me credit for it, so I'm not gonna give you credit for it this time. It's revenge.
Oh, what a game!
That
I
was
think
something else.
It was just I don't think we. The scary thing is, I don't even think Jasmine Tea were at their best at any point in that series. Even on Viaduct, I don't think they were amazingly powerful. I think they, if they were being honest with themselves, they would have preferred to win a bit more convincingly and just play a bit better in some of those transition fights and in their post-Ubers. But at the end of the day, a win is a win, and Jasmine Tea are our winners again.
And let's bring back our two favorite people, the Frog and the Mercy, the medic main. I mean, the Mercy main? The German? I don't know where I was going with that. I was trying to make an Overwatch joke. I failed. Let's bring back Yukari and Mercy.
Overwatch should be strictly prohibited in TF2 leagues. But anyway, yeah, not much really to say in that game. Except I'd say no safeword. I don't know if it falls on Jonah's end or on their coordination, but he seems to a lot more on Via, especially. He just kept getting caught out with these Ubers and dying in the post Ubers, even on Via, like a lot more than Dave did.
Jasmine did what they needed to do to get the win, you know. Wasn't their best play, but losers whine about their best. Winners go home and commence sexual relations with the prom queen. Jasmine did what they needed to do. They got the win.
Are they all commencing sexual relations with the prom queen?
You'll have to ask them in the post-game interview.
Dreamboat, I think that's a great lead question for you.
Okay, sorry, I'm trying to figure out this log stuff. Can you reiterate the question?
I think Yukari will do it better than I ever could.
What?
Don't even worry.
I'm figuring out technical stuff. What was your question, Yukari?
I wouldn't even worry about it. Anyway, so who do you all think was the MVP of the series? Who was the standout player? Why don't we pick one from both teams so we don't leave anyone out? Who was the best player for No Safe Word? Who was the best player for Jasmine Tea?
I'm gonna go a little off the board for Jasmine Tea. I'm not sure if he's like he just always seemed to impress me, and that was Zaka. I kind of ruled him out, and he just always seemed to churn in like solid performance after solid performance, calling him like the weakest link or like of the flank, and like not as good as Jayo, and he just really performed really strongly. On the No Safe Word side, I mean, I kind of expected Elmo and Cookie to do well, so I'm gonna have to give it to Rocky. Rocky did a lot of work. What do you guys think about those?
MVPs are easy for me. Geo was as consistent as Putty. A few extra bits of flair. The guy scouts pretty well, and I think his Ubers in the first game were really, really good, other than the team decision to push top. For No Safe Word, probably a toss-up between Elmo and Yule. I think Yule responded to a lot of criticism we might have had of him in their lower bracket finals performance. He played really well. And Elmo did what we always expect Elmo to do, show a lot of creativity and good timing. And I think did a lot to keep them in that, especially when they would get wiped in team fights, and they'd find a way to get a weird duel or a strange timing to hold Jasmine's roll back.
I'd say the MVP for Jasmine was Paulson. No Safe Word just seemed to struggle really hard to push into him on both Granary and on Badlands. As for No Safe Word, I don't really know, actually. They seemed all to perform at the same level, I'd say. But if I had to pick one, it'd probably be Yule. Yeah, but it's kind of difficult to pick out an MVP for the losing team.
Yeah, well...
Go ahead, Fear. Sorry, I forgot about you. I
wasn't going to give my MVPs. I think we've pretty much covered every player. But I was just going to say, like, considering that we were sort of bagging on Yule a bit in the pre-game, do you guys think he redeemed himself in this game?
Yeah, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think he was like a constant sort of source of damage, and honestly, one of the better sources of well-timed aggression for No Safe Word. I think all game, one of their biggest problems was the fact that they didn't really want to push, and I think Yule was at his best when he was sort of taking on the role of an initiator, which is not necessarily the traditional demo role, but I felt like he did what needed to be done.
Alright, and well, speaking of some of those guys that we mentioned, I see some people up in that route I see Elmo, Geo, Paulson, Ewell, and Zaka. Hi, folks.
G'day, mate.
It's Zaka, mate.
Hello.
Hey, Elmo.
Is
that
the Elmo? Yeah, it's me.
Starstruck.
I hate you, your microphone.
Hey, Elmo, how's that first map choice for you?
Mate, I got a positive KD, therefore success. Moral victory, I think.
Was that to tell Elmo, like, for the rest of the night?
Pretty much. That was like our only objective, pretty much, yeah.
I mean, it didn't really work considering the Badlands game. Like, I went to sleep, and so I like had a good nap between games. So I woke up again, revitalized by the end.
Wait, you saying you went to sleep during Badlands?
Well, I mean, come on, man. That last time, I'm pretty sure like half the game could have gone to sleep, and watching you and the other combos play together.
Yeah, shooting those doorways.
Should have just done something, Elmo. Like, come on.
Should have just killed them all.
Yeah. What the fuck are you doing, dude?
Wow, guys,
Take
family
note of
show.
that.
Family show.
Sorry.
Watch your profanities.
I'll rape you later, Elmo. It's alright.
Wow, you're sounding like Paulson there. Anyways, so first of all, Paulson, Zaka, Gio, congratulations on first place.
Thank you.
I mean, Elmo, Yule, congratulations on a great season. At least you didn't come fourth.
Yeah, well, we won first on ladder, basically first place. Who even cares about finals, right?
Yeah, we can forget about finals.
I thoroughly agree.
Yeah, me too.
Can we convert ozfortress into the EPL for next season?
This was just so match, right?
Yeah.
It's a preseason game for next season.
Had to
You're
make you
telling
guys
me I
feel
stayed
good
up
about
till 5
themselves.
a.m. for a show match? God damn it!
The whole purpose of this was to troll you, Dreamboat.
I feel like everything in life sometimes is just built to troll me because I get trolled a lot. Like, a lot. Also, I do want to highlight probably the greatest caster's curse moment that you guys wouldn't have known happened tonight. But it was on Badlands when Jasmine was getting set to push last. Elmo was on Spy, and my exact words fear I think were I don't like this decision. It's basically Jasmine pushing 6v5. I think Elmo's not gonna be relevant in this, and this is gonna be easy for Jasmine. And Elmo comes in and he gets Dave and Paulson, and just made me eat my words.
I mean,
Good job.
If Paulson's there, you know it's a frag, you know? It's like the team that saves him, but
Big noob.
zone in on Paulson by himself, and it's an easy one.
I just don't expect you to do such gay shit all the time. I should probably expect it.
Are you serious?
I'm
Yeah.
constantly
You
being
played
like,
with him
look
for
for
so
Spy.
long and you don't know that. Like, come on.
I mean, you must
Gay shit
didn't
all
you
the
see Hertz? Got heaps of tips, mate. Last week's game. Should always expect the spy.
I like how you're like on my dick in
Family show.
Resupped. Do you remember that?
No?
I was like sitting in Resup just spamming you guys and you kept trying to kill me. Do you remember?
Buff my stats, considering nothing else happened that game.
Yeah, and based on your stats, you really needed to buff them too.
Ooh,
Oh,
nice.
I saw the opportunity. I would have felt bad if I didn't take it. So, how do you guys feel about that? Huel, what was the most heartbreaking part of that?
The whole of Badlands, to be honest.
yeah, well, it's like 20 minutes, or 15 minutes before you eventually push down, and it's like, how do we not win one of these,
Yeah.
you know?
It felt like
Yeah,
2
depressing.
minutes to me. It's the whole time I was just trying to work out how to push last. But time flies, I guess.
Yeah, so do you guys think that going into Viaduct, did you guys think you could pull a map back, or did you guys say, like, Badlands is where we've got to get one over on them?
Yeah, we knew Viaduct was their best map, so like we were surprised they didn't pick it first. We were kind of glad, but we weren't really confident going into Viaduct. So we had to pick up another map.
Actually, I'm surprised to hear that because maybe we've improved since I-58 or something, but like coming up to I-58, I remember you guys actually like really contesting us in Via a lot.
Yeah, like one scrim we beat you, I think.
I
but
feel like, yeah, that was once, and then we went back.
seeing
Uh,
you guys
Stumped a
like
bit.
demolish crowns on Viaduct.
Yeah, we didn't want to pick it first because Yui wanted to warm up his DM. He said.
Oh, yeah.
It worked.
Clearly, the Jasmine demo outperforming the fourth best demo knowledge that won them via, I think.
Yeah, Dreamboat is you're still the fourth best demo.
Probably fifth after tonight.
No, I think with people retiring, I think that kind of leapfrogs him a little bit. So I think he's higher than fourth now.
Thanks, man. It means a lot.
Just because
put that on your profile, dude.
Just because everyone else left. Not
Or in
because
resume
they
as
did.
well.
BM.
Yeah, calm down, Dreamboat. Fuck. I mean,
I'm sorry.
frick.
Sorry, Curious George.
Oh my god.
That's sticking around, Curious George. If anyone didn't see on my Twitter, there's funds very, very nicely photoshopped Geo's face onto Curious George.
Thank you, Funds. I really appreciate that photo.
Can it be linked in stream for everyone to see?
No, that can't happen.
I don't
So-
see why not.
So I do have a serious question here, rather than just this random conversation. Is the season's over? There is another season just around the corner. What is happening? Let's go with no safe word first. What is happening to no safe word?
Yul can take this one, big boy.
Not really sure, because, I don't know, we might be losing a few, so might be a new team coming, not sure. Can't really answer that, sorry. Probably not sticking together.
And I guess Paulson, since you're team captain, do you want to answer the? Are you ready to reveal what's happening with Jasmine?
Yeah.
We're going to Arc.
Well, they're
Professional
Arc survival
Badlands,
team.
are we?
becoming a professional Rust player, the superior game.
No, Rust shit noobs.
Nope. No, but seriously, we are taking a season hiatus. I feel like we need it. We've been playing non-stop for the past close to, Jesus Christ, it's been over, what's 2 years? Like, I've been in the team for a year and a half at this point. I know the rest of them have been playing for about 2 years non-stop, so it'd be nice to just have like one season off at least. I think it'll be a season. I can't say what will happen after that season, but I have high hopes. Basically what I'm saying is this isn't the end. This isn't necessarily the end of Jasmine Tea.
All right, that's good to hear. I 61 hype. So we also have someone here who's got some stuff he wants to say. I think that's Ubla. Actually, I can't make fun of. I can't try and mispronounce your name. You did give me a shout out on Terra. So, Mr. Obla, the floor is yours.
Well, what a great end to the season. Just thanks guys for playing incredible game. I want to let you guys know that the new season is starting very, very soon, and that very soon is tomorrow. So get your teams together.
Jesus.
Get your teams
Thanks
together.
for the early warning, buddy.
Doesn't give us much time.
I've already got a team lined up. I'm playing Scout with my good mate Moffat and MG.
Oh,
So,
yeah?
Yeah, I can't wait to meet shot Elmo into oblivion.
In Prem, is
I
that
played
right?
Prem, yeah.
In Prem,
Prem.
yeah.
In Prem.
No, but in all seriousness, sign up starts tomorrow. There's going to be a couple of rule changes, hopefully, to make things better. New whitelists as well. The new global whitelist bring things into action. Hopefully things will be good, but sign-ups close Friday, so get your teams together and let's have another great season.
Speaking of those whitelists, do any of you players want to say anything about those whitelists?
Good decision. Whoever came up with those weapons and whitelists, perfect.
Yeah, I'm
What
really
genius
happy
is
with
that?
Rescue Ranger and Gunslinger. My
Bring back the
dream of
atomizer.
Perma NG is finally alive.
The main one I don't know, is the Cow Mangler still do the same damage, but like you have unlimited ammo?
Yeah.
So
it's
there's
really hard to
literally
see.
no negative to use
Nah,
it?
It
less
does
damage
less
on
damage to
buildings.
buildings, but you can
That's
disable
fucking
them.
stupid.
You run
Disable them,
Gunslinger,
though,
mate, to counter
which
Yeah,
is
but like
bizarre.
I never have to worry about like picking up ammo ever again. That's really overpowered, I reckon.
And you can't see them as well. The rockets are really
That's
hard
actually,
to see.
yeah, it's gonna be like completely aped. Like there's just gonna be like fucking like laser beams going everywhere. Like they need to like. I feel like that needs to be banned until it's like a bigger negative is on
Excuse
it.
me,
Laser
Mr.
beams going
Putty.
everywhere. Sounds
Your
amazing.
language, I don't approve. Family show.
What language? I swear.
Yeah.
I don't
That's like a
Serious?
sentence.
I legit,
Did you swear?
really.
Are you
Sorry.
really asking yourself that?
I'd like to publicly apologise for my language.
Do you get a written apology in those Ozfortress forums?
Yeah, dude. I'll
just do
I'll
a
just
few
reuse
paragraphs,
one.
You know?
So
After countless hours of MG.
I think it's a good step forward. I feel like
I mean, the
legitimately
idea
a real
is good,
answer.
but some of the weapons are like really iffy, I think.
But I feel where it's coming from, how it's a good way to actually get these finally balanced. So, but we'll see if it actually works or not. Like,
I think
I really don't think it's going to change the game at all. Like, it's just gonna people are gonna be worried about
every
it.
soldier running Cow Mangler won't change the game.
How is that a problem though? It's exactly
What
the
do you
same.
mean? It's just gonna look retarded.
Clearly, the big
that's
focus
really
is
severe
the
issue.
gameplay. Just to look at rockets look weird.
Fragvid's ruined, Paulson.
No, like it's a legitimate consideration. Like for people watching the game, if it's very difficult, like if they come on and everyone's
massive
sort of
laser beams
shooting laser beams everywhere, I
Looks
can understand.
It looks stupid.
Yeah.
No, we'll attract
Doesn't
children.
TF2 look stupid anyway?
More stupid.
Well,
It looks
there's
stupid.
so much
If we have Putty playing the game, it might be
let's
pretty
put it this
fucking
way.
retarded.
You put it
I
this
mean,
way.
sorry, freaking retarded.
Calm down. Relax.
If it's retarded for tier 2, then it must be pretty bad.
Everybody.
Yeah, calm down, Putty.
Yeah,
It is
Putty.
5
Sorry,
a.m.
guys.
here.
Yeah,
It is 5 a.m. I need
take it
something
in
a
there,
little
mate.
bit more low-key.
Chill out.
Gio, I got a question for you.
Yeah, mate.
So, you had this coach fella at I-58. Did you feel that the lack of a coach here for playoffs is what is the difference? Is coaching the issue? Did coaching cause you to become fourth? Is that the problem?
Wow. Yeah, pretty much. Like, this certain coach that I won't name, he did nothing. He literally did nothing. He just stood behind us and watched us play, and actually didn't say anything to us. Didn't encourage us.
Coach.
Yeah, now you mention it.
I hear your coach was quite impactful with
No, I
the
didn't
water
notice anything.
run.
That's the point.
The water run, I think, was quite impactful.
I mean, someone was touching my shoulders, but I don't know.
I
What
would
he
have
was
called
saying,
over to be a hype man, to be honest.
Oh, that was me, George. Sorry about that.
Alright.
Get away from
You
me.
shouldn't hire like a car salesman to just J the fuck up or something.
It's 5:30. I kind of want to go to bed. Not gonna lie. So let's just run through shoutouts and final thoughts from anyone. Is there who wants to go first?
Shout out to Dreamboat for casting with me. Shout out to Mercy and Yukari for helping on analysis. Shout out to Smithsonian, who wanted to cast tonight but was unfortunately struck down by illness. Shout out to both teams for a great season. Shout out to everyone who's going to be participating in next season. And yeah. And Mary. Also shout out to Mary.
Alright, Elmo, you got any shoutouts you want to give?
Oh, well, shout out to my team for the good second. Solid second place. Unlucky in the grand final. Shout out to Jasmine for the good game.
Thanks,
mate.
Such a
Except
kind person.
UGO, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Sorry. That was my one swear.
Alright, these people are quickly getting muted. Mercy, do you have anything you want to say? Any shoutouts?
Yeah, shout out to Ohai for winning Most Improved Player in Prem this season. He deserves it. Congrats.
Alright. Paulson, anything you want to say?
Yeah, shout out to Modus, aka the real Jake. Quid. Shout out to no shout out to Jaiho. Shout out to Muppet MG. Shout out to my team. Shout out to No Safeword for a sick season. That was fun. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Alright. Gio, any shoutouts?
Yeah. Shout out to my whole team. Really good season. Well played. Shout out to No Safe Word. It was a pretty fun match. Hope to see you guys around in the future seasons and stuff. That'd be cool. Shout out to Peachy. Shout out to my bestie Elmo, and shout out to Yui and his mother Mal. That's it.
Yule?
Everyone's already been said, but shout out to Roy B25 because he couldn't play tonight. He was away, and he played with us the whole season, and it was fun. So It's a pity you couldn't play.
And last and least, Zach.
This is gonna be a while, right, boys? First of all, I'd like to thank my parents. I'd like to thank Elmo's parents for taking me away from TF2 for a long time. I'd like to thank Tominist. I'd like to thank our incredible backup scout, Mike, for his incredible plays throughout the season. And I'd like to thank our team, the whole team.
Oh, thanks, mate. Oh,
just gets a bit emotional, guys.
Cute. You're so cute.
Thanks, George.
I want to hug you.
That's right.
Alright. And I think that leaves me. I think. Wiethoofd, actually.
No one cares.
Do you have any shoutouts, Mr. Oh. Okay. Well, I want to give a shout out to quickly Wiethoofd and Fear for being a great cameraman and co-caster. Both teams for a great season, as well as you sick guys on Jasmine for being cool at I-58. That was incredible. Everyone who tuned in, of course, Obla, Redhawk, and the rest of the ozfortress admins for a great season, because, like, let's face it, it's been a great season. And of course, every team that played, all those guys at TF Live, and then out in Twitch chat, a couple names pop out here. That has got to be Aggro for Blitzcast, because he's a legend, and Mal for being awesome. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, everybody. This has been season ozfortress 16. Tune in for ozfortress 17, and if you're doing nothing in like 4 hours, also tune in to Tip of the Hats Day 3. Great charity. Everything goes to One Step Camp. They're at like 115,000, and they're trying to break 200,000 from last year. So go donate. Support a great cause for the kids.
And also, watch Tip of the Hats tomorrow at 11 a.m. because Paulson and I are going to be on the Dota Fortress.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Marcus Rashford for a goal against Watford.
Nice, dude.
All right. Good night, everybody. Drive safe.